Yeah, my daddy from Harlem, so you know I got New York in me. You tell me science is greater, you know I'm up for debating. Cause ain't no science that can test the creator. Now, every time I talk, they tell me that I'm preaching at them. That's just the heart of a lion that got me roaring at them. White man's religion, y'all got that from the white man. Most of y'all don't even know that African Tertullian. Just asking Biddy, he'll tell you about the black man. Being religious is the heart of the African. They get mad when I tell them about the black church. Mama always said, check the manuscripts, the New Testament. Even Bart Ehrman said we had the most that exists. But y'all get mad when he said Jesus exists. I know it's hard to hear when it's coming from an atheist. Stop hating on a black man who's building for the black man. Then turn around and claim you're for that black man. Misplaced hate, but I understand. Cause what they did to us in slavery robbed us of identity, but I'm here to give it back. Beautiful is the black Jesus, ain't a white man. The Bible even tells you that. Egypt is a black land, Shaka even tells you that. Now, why you mad at me? Because I'm speaking facts. Don't stab your brother in the back. We don't have to agree, but we have to have peace. You ain't gotta believe. I have you screaming black power from your bedroom. Computer fingers got you acting gangster in your living room. The devil tried to trump me. I was like Biden. How you gon' defeat me when God is on my side, man? I did battles with them all. Back against the wall, but didn't shrink and didn't fall. I stood tall, debated when it wasn't popular to be a Christian on the platform. Somebody tell Easy Man, it wasn't easy, man. I paved the way on the hoe. Jabari screaming, give me down. I'm yelling Jesus' name. Had battles with Shaka, but life was like Dr. My and Garfield, Jabari and Reggie. Can't forget Capit and can't forget Wesley. I made the MVP walk up off the court. Can't nobody say Bennett didn't put in work back when it was source up or shut up. I had to rumble in the jungle on sight, no slides. You had to know your information or you had to ride. Truthfully, I'm undefeated with no home court advantage. I got it out the mud, but I never changed up. It's still Jesus to the day I die. And Christianity ain't no lie. I'm still in the game, I just took a break, but now I'm like, who's next? So I need to get ready, cause your boy is back. Yeah.
Yeah. New music by Pastor Bennett. Pastor Bennett is mean, man. A lot of y'all didn't know that. Pastor Bennett gets busy on the mic for real. See, y'all didn't know that. Y'all thought he was just a pastor. Y'all heard Pastor Bennett. He gets it in for real. And that's Pastor Bennett writing right there. That's him writing right there. All skills. Pastor Bennett used to be a battle rapper. Y'all ain't know that? y'all ain't know that? Man, listen. Pastor Bennett gets it in. Anyway, man, I want to let y'all know, man, we got something powerful coming up. We want to discuss an up-and-coming debate event with Brother Tahiti and Brother Jabari. Once and for all, we've been trying to get this. Now Tahiti have been motivated after seeing Reggie gets it in. And this one is going to be great because we're going on the road. We're going to take this on the road. You know, we're going to take it right into the hometown, into the heart of California, right out there where Tahiti's at. And so that's how we're going to get it in, man. We're going to get it in like that. For those of y'all who's on the West Coast, we coming to a city near you, man. Hopefully y'all come out. Hopefully y'all will be out there. And we just going to get it in. We're going to get it in. I don't know, we're going on a world tour, right? A small little tour. And so California is the first one we're going to. I mean, we already went to B. So we're going to go to California. It's next up. And yeah. Ran by the HOK, sa.neter himself. I'll be doing that. I am the promoter. I am the producer. And I am running this shit. Make no mistake about it. I'm running this. So I'm paying the people. sa.neter, me. I'm doing this. I'm paying the people. Check. All right. So I just need y'all to know that. All right. And show y'all the best of sa.neter, man, how we used to get it in. But this time, we ain't going to just be in Harlem. We're going to be spreading the joy in different cities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, Tahiti, where you at, man? Let me see where you at, Tahiti. I almost missed it because I was knocked out. Tahiti called me and was like, yo, what's up, man? We still going? I was like, oh, sweat, damn. Almost forgot. I mean, I did forget because I was knocked out cold. So I'm waiting on my brother Tahiti.
What's up, brother?
Hey, I'm calling you to let you know we going live. If you got time, you could drop by. I just hit the live button.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah,
let me see if I can.
Ask your wife, can you go live, brother?
We have guests over though. That's the thing.
So, damn.
Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna text you. Look for your text. I'm gonna see. Okay. All right. Peace.
Just sneak in the room, Jabari. Just sneak in the room. Jabari. Act like you gotta go to the bathroom, sit on the bowl, and
what you say?
I said, act like you gotta go to the bathroom, sit on the toilet bowl, and get in. Yo, my man crazy. Cabo, what up, man? Is that my brother? That's my little brother? Man, that's my little nigga there. That's my man right there. Talk to you, Jabari. Come on through.
All right.
Hey, that's my man right there, man. I don't be seeing Kev in a minute, but I know Kev is over there dropping that knowledge and dropping that information. If y'all want a good laugh, make sure y'all go and hit my man Kev up. Hit Kev up. He in the chat right now. Hit Kev up. Y'all want a good laugh? He give it up while he giving y'all that good information. Waking some of the people up out there, helping me out, waking the people up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Where you at, Tahiti? I see I got my man, Mr. Moses 77 in the building. 7. Moses 777 is in the building. I don't know why Moses is afraid to get in the ring. It's time for Moses to start knocking some brains out up here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody teaching like Moses 777. Ain't nobody doing what Moses is doing. I don't care what you said. Moses talking about taking it back home. I don't want to hear that type of talk. And we got the one and only our brother Tahiti. Our brother Tahiti is in the building. And I'm gonna keep saying this until y'all get it. You got feedback, Tahiti. You got feedback. Yeah, you got feedback, brother.
Let me
probably gotta turn something down.
Let me shut some windows, come in and come out. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna keep saying this, man, until I get blue in the face. And what I'm saying is we gotta start taking this more serious than we are, because we playing with it. We playing with this knowledge and this information. How we gonna give inspiration if we don't want to be serious with the knowledge that we given? Just because I don't like this person, or I'm gonna hate on this person, or I want to see this person lose. I thought it was about giving the information to the people. I thought it was about the right information. Y'all acting like the white man up in here now. The white man is so caught up into y'all brain, man. You would rather lie to the masses of the people just because you dislike somebody. And so you would tell everybody that his information is wrong. And this brother won the debate. And that brother lost the debate. Y'all got to stop this, man. That's whack right there. That is whack, man. It's corny. It is corny. I gotta try to get that joint that they had in in Vegas. They had something that was awesome, y'all. And it was hooked up to the computer. and it was hooked up to a screen on the side. Like as you talking, the computer is working on the sources as you talking. And if it's false information, it'll let you know right there on the screen. False, it'll come up in a different color. And if it's right information, it'll go red, like it'll flash a red. I forgot how that joint is, but that joint is bad, and that's what we need. So we can't count on y'all. Y'all hating dudes. Hey, Jabari, what was the name of that, brother? If you remember that system, it was an AI system. Yes, but we need that bad, Jabari. We really need that, man. That joint was bad. You know, then Unc and them can't lie because Unc coined the phrase, oh, he ain't make it up. You know, the first one I heard say pseudo was Dr. John Henry Clark. Dr. John Henry Clark was the first man that I have ever heard say that's pseudo. This is pseudo. Years ago when Unc was a baby. Unc was a baby. And so the biggest pseudo on these YouTube streets now have become Unc. Unc is running around talking about numbers are literal now. I proved it yesterday. Jabari proved it yesterday. And then you got the people following him. Why? Because they dislike Jabari. Because he's the champ. Because they don't, so they would rather give the people disinformation. Why? Why y'all doing that, man? You become like the white man. And so without any further ado, I bring my brother in. Brother Tahiti, how you been, man?
Been great, been good. It's been a nice turn of events. Well, first, Ankema and S, and peace to everyone. That
You said Ankema and S. Let's say that again.
Oh, Ankh, E-M Ma'at. That is, I live in Ma'at. And then Un is the meta word for existence. MS, I exist within her, because the Mat determinative at times is a female.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. You're doing good, Tahiti. You're getting better at this right here, bro. You're getting better at this, man. You're getting way better, man. That's what's up. Anyway, man, I called you. I hit you up yesterday. And let me put you on mute while I talk. And then you can unmute yourself when you talk. So let me let the people know that I'm the one that called Brother Tahiti yesterday. And I presented to him again. Yo, I think it's time for you and Jabari to revisit this debate thing that we're talking about. Now, if you don't want to do, I think being that it will be in a building with the neters, I think y'all should do the neters are literal, because now we're on the West Coast. Different audience now. You know what I'm saying? And most likely the people that will be in there will be more familiar with Kemet. You agree, Tahiti? Yes, you can unmute. Go ahead.
I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. So first, peace to everyone in the chat. Peace to all the viewers. Peace and love to you on whatever path you may be on. You're saying would be more people in the West Coast into Kemet than New York?
No, I'm saying I think it will be more people in the at the event, because it's a Kemetic event, it's a Kemetic building. As soon as you walk in, y'all got statues and everything hanging around.
Oh yes.
Not to mention all the greats came up out of there. All the greats did lectures there.
Yes. Hopefully there would be. We'll see, because New York is the Mecca.
No, but I ain't have it in the big place. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't in a big place. It was just in a little school with like Cesaria class. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're talking about the environment and the knowledge of where the place is, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. And it's close to Lemert Park. So that's where all the consciousness is at, right over there.
Yeah.
And once they get wind of this is going on, they in the building. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's gonna be good. You got me back interested. I when it's my turn to did you reach Jabari?
Yes, Jabari gonna try to go in the bathroom and sit on the toilet with his computer and get on.
Wait, what? What's happening? What does that mean?
Yo, he gotta get permission from the wife. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know.
No.
Happy wife, happy life. So he got guests over there, so he got to sneak off somewhere. I told him to go sit on the toilet in the bathroom and bring your computer, man.
You don't have to do that, do you, Si? When you do side shows, you be in the bathroom hiding?
Nah, hell no. Hell no.
Exactly.
I only do that when she coming after me, man. When she mad at me. I run in the bathroom and just close the door, man. Let her calm down. You know what I mean? Because I don't hit my wife, man. I don't hit her. I do not touch her. But she get mad at me, I'm gone. I'm running. I'm running out the house. I'm going to be gone for a while and come back and peek and look around. Is everything good, baby? Yes. It's all right, baby. Come on in. And I'll come back in, you know?
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I'm re-interested, and you can ask sa.neter. I wasn't interested. We had many talks about it, and definitely when Jabari comes on, maybe even before, if it takes a while for him to come on, I'm going to tell the I'm going to show how the title came about,
right?
And what we're continuing for. A lot of people are new since this started 5 years ago when I came on sa.neter. So there's a lot of people that weren't here for that. This is a continuation of that. There was nobody debating about the Netiru.
Right. And let me make it plain because I said it yesterday.
Okay.
Tahiti, out of all the years I've been doing this, I never heard nobody come out and say the Neterus were literal. Tahiti was the first brother that came up and brought this information to the people. I didn't hear Shaka talk about it, Jabari, none of the teachings. Matter of fact, and for DZ, I ain't hear none of that. So they only started talking about it when the subject came up, the debate topic. That's when they started getting interested, like, oh, okay. You know, when I would come through and see them and ask them questions. But Brother Tahiti is the man that brought that energy. So I got to first say that.
Yes, thank you, Sa. And the actual, so that's what I want to clear up too. So thank you, Sa, for that. So the actual energy that I brought was I came to an interview with sa.neter with no intention to debate. It was an interview, and it was because he heard that I teach that the Netiru were real. There were Netiru that were real living beings, and that was the interview. He never heard it before. We had that interview. I had actually 2 interviews on that same topic. So I did not come up with the concept of literal. Jabari came up with that afterwards. The first conversation was because Jabari heard me talking about the Netiru being living beings, and he said, "No way, they're principles," and that's what led to our first what was called then a debate, but now whatever it's called now, whatever it was, we had a clash and a vote and everything, and it was on the topic of me saying that the Netiru were living beings. Years later, he came up with literal, and literal is confusing to me because now we have people saying that Tahiti teaches that Heru was walking around with a hawk head. I've never taught that in my life. That Bastet.
Yeah, but how do you explain that? Like when you say it's literal, Tahiti,
I don't say
you know that's coming.
No, I don't say it's literal though. I've never said that in my life. I don't know where this.
Oh, so you don't believe that the Neters are literal?
I teach that neter. So first, let me rewind. I don't teach that there's any such thing called the neter. There's no such thing called the neter. There is a word neter, and it is an axe, and it describes powerful things. And the original neter beings were from a time called the Zeptepi, and they were living entities and living beings. And that's what I teach. I never taught literal, and I never taught that Horus has a falcon head. I never taught any of that. I just did a class on what the falcon head represents and what the falcon represents. And all throughout Africa, although I don't use that term either, but all throughout that area, and even throughout South America, all of our cultures depicted their supreme beings with animal association, the great buffalo, the black eagle, all of our cultures associated Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Not that Quetzalcoatl was actually a serpent with feathers. No Aztec believes that Quetzalcoatl was a serpent that had feathers. All of our cultures were in tune with animals, and we use the animal glyphs, as you see behind me, to make up 90% of the meta-neter. And we taught that without the animals, we couldn't speak. So unless you understood the animal symbolism, you could not even articulate spirituality, because 90% of all ancient cultures' languages are drawn with animal glyphs, and the animal glyphs represent the character of the animal that's applied to a man, such as you being called maybe a sly fox, somebody's called a dirty dog, somebody, you little weasel. We're not saying the person's an actual weasel. That's right.
Question.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Can you explain what you said about without the animals we couldn't speak? What do you mean by that? Explain that for me.
Beautiful question. So if you look at my shirt, sorry for me to look.
Nice shirt. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
If you
nice.
Right. If you look at my shirt, you'll see that over 80 or so % of the language is animal forms. So such as this. This is a kepara.
Right.
This right here are the kepara wings. But without understanding that the ancients had to look at this beetle and examine its life and see that it rolled dung. And the dung was going in a revolving circle. And the dung actually sprouted the kepara seed. So the kepara beetle, the dung beetle, would actually plant its seeds inside of cow dung, and it would roll it and move it around until the seeds would come forth from the cow dung. That represented to us the revelation of the revolution, or the evolution of life, and how life sprouts out of things that are circular and moving. So we called it the revolver, the kepara. Life is constantly transforming. Nothing was ever created. There's no such thing as something created. Everything evolves from something else, and everything goes back to the conscious realm, and everything continues to evolve and birth from that. So without understanding, if you're from a place where you don't even understand what the beetle does, it'd be difficult to understand what the beetle does. The cobra, the cobra, this is the word for speak. So this is what I mean, that the way sa.neter and tachet is the word for speaking. The tachet symbol is a cobra. It's a word that means to echo, because the ancients taught that your thoughts are echoes from what's called your ebe. Your ebe is your mind consciousness, and that which you speak should be an echo of that. So the word tajed, the word tetchecha, the word tut is in King Tut. They're all the same word, and it means to echo something or to sprout forth something. We use that to represent the serpent. One was the atef, viper, and one was the cobra, because of its expansion of its hood represented the expansion of consciousness, and it was called the namuz. So we understood animals, and we studied animals for hundreds of thousands of years to eventually have this beautiful language that was all based on animals. Then religion came and made animals evil.
Right. I like that. That's real. Religion came and made animals evil. I agree with you on that. Now, let me ask you, what kind of snake is that? I know that is not no goddamn cobra you holding.
So this is yeah. So this is a cobra. It's number 37 on the venomous list.
I bet you took out his venom sac.
No, you can't, because
wow, you crazy Tahiti, man.
The venom of it is what it uses to digest its food. So there's no such thing. There's no removing the venom fat sac. They say, hey, did you defang the animal? The snake's fangs are very similar to human nails. So when you cut them off, they just grow right back.
How many times you got hit?
By snakes in general?
Yeah, how many times you got hit? Like bit?
About 150.
Damn, you got your medicine on the side or something? Because I remember when you was doing the interview with the dude over there, you got hit live on the air and you had to go to the hospital.
The dude. Yeah, yes. So not all snakes are venomous enough to send you to the hospital. Some of them are mildly venomous. Some of them their venom is just for animals. They use it just to subdue the animals. Most of the snakes I got bit by were mildly venomous or non-venomous, and that one was a cytotoxin venomous. So it attacks the cytos and attacks the cells. That one was more dangerous, but that's how they communicate. So I've been bit by snakes since I was 7, because ever since I was 7 years old, I decided to take the path of leaving the house for 5 hours a day.
Do it hurt?
Um, some of them hurt. The venomous ones don't hurt until after they bite you. So when
Like,
they bite,
after you move, the quicker the venom go through the body.
that too. But the pain is like your skin swelling and it can't swell anymore, so you feel like you're gonna pop. You feel like and while I was in that interview and when I got bit, I was talking to a brother named Yara, and I continued to debate him, and
I know that. Yeah,
everything was swelling up. But I've been around animals, and that's since I was 7, and that's how they communicate. And if you're around a dog or you're around, I've been hit by more people than animals, though. I've had more problems with human beings than any kind of animal. But that's what you deal with when you're dealing with animals. And that's why people enjoy watching nature videos and people interact with animals. But every once in a while, there's a confrontation, just like maybe you and your friend, or like you said, hiding from your wife outside or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you.
But you have to be very wise, and that's why I'm around them, because if I do get super excited, like let's say I bring my Cobra to the debate, I'm debating Jabari, I'm going to be very energetic because I'm a performing magician. But if I get too angry, the snake will react. So the animals around me keep my nature calm.
Right.
If I start rapping, like when I watch the sa.neter show, when I watch brothers screaming at each other, I'm like, oh, if I ever got like that on sa.neter, I'd be dead because my animals would kill me.
Right. That makes a lot of good sense there, brother. Now, I want to ask you this number one question, man, because you've been confusing me a little bit.
Okay.
Being that you don't use the word literal.
Yeah.
Do you think netters are literal? Yes or no?
Here's where the confusion comes in, because
right.
Here's where the confusion comes in, and I'm when Jabari comes on, I'm gonna deal with the confusion. So the netters. Netter is a word, and it's a word that's symbolized by an axe, and it means power, and it's used for multiple things because multiple things are powerful. And so these things that the netter word is describing is literal. So for example, this serpent, this is an actual serpent, a real serpent. This serpent is put in front of the word netter to make it feminine. But the word netter is an axe. And so you may see an axe or 3 axes, and then you'll see a serpent. Do I believe that there's 3 axes walking around with a serpent in front of it? No. But what is that symbol describing? It's describing a female goddess. And that could be a princess. That could be the wife of a king. That could be another netter. It could be anything that's female. The symbol is describing the real thing. The real thing is actually the netter.
Oh, you see, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, Tahiti. You messing up, brother, because you actually agrees with Jabari. You agree with Jabari, bro. You just said those are the symbols of the real literal netter. You see what I'm saying? You just agreed with Jabari right there. And you know Jabari gonna make a clip out of that.
No, Jabari.
Yes, you agree with Jabari, brother.
No, Jabari heard me talk about the Netiru are physical beings. Now, he thinks the Netiru are one thing. He only thinks the Netiru are one group of thing, and that's where he disagrees with me, because he doesn't believe any of those things. Those beings were real, were actual sentient beings like Set. So Set is a netter. Set isn't describing anything. Set is a netter. There's a symbol that describes Set. The symbol's a donkey. Do I think that donkeys are evil? No. The symbol that's a donkey is describing the being called Set that the ancient people spoke on. Jabari doesn't believe that the being that it's describing ever was an entity at all to the people of Kemet. That's where we That's where the differ is. That's what it is. So
Okay. So let me ask you this, man.
yes.
Did you see the movie Mummy?
Yes, and I teach on it all the time.
I hope you teach that. You know, this is so racist. The movie is racist as hell. And you know who they had Imhotep as, right? Who was Imhotep in the movie?
So yeah, this is a Orwellian reverse diametric matrix. What they do is they take someone that's positive and deals with life. That's the real Imhotep. He gives life.
There you go.
They made him the serial killer.
They had him as the villain. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
So when you're watching the movie as a young child who never got a chance to be introduced to the real Smawi Tawi Kemet, your first introduction to Imhotep is that he's a killer.
Right.
And everybody in that movie was negative. Ra was negative. Imhotep was well, Ra's from Stargate. That's another one. All the movies they depict them as wicked, evil beings, and that's the complete opposite. Imhotep is logged by the Greeks as the father. They call him the father of medicine, which means he brought life. Just like the Sphinx, it's called the Ra Herakuti Tem. It was a symbol of life. It was a symbol of the precession of 25,920 years, the precession of the axis on the 23.5 degree axis, where the Earth has a axis point that rotates around what's called the larger year, the precession year of 25,920 years. And every time it lines up on the time of the Zep Tepi, it aligns with the Herakuti, which is the Europeans came and called the Sphinx. Sphinx means to choke somebody out.
So have you ever heard of Haramakit?
Yeah, that's it. So that the Greeks have a speech impediment because they're of a different. There's frequency.
You know who Haramakit is, right?
Ra Herakuti Tem, the Sphinx.
There you go. That's the proper name for the Sphinx.
It's Ra Herakuti Tem, and the Greeks call him Haramachis.
Oh, so the Greeks call him Haramachis.
Yeah, it's Ra Heru, which is the horizon. Because
I had it backwards. I thought the proper name was Haramakit.
Yeah, so it's just a mispronounce. It's Ra Herakuti Tem. You have to have the Tem on the end of it. You should, because the Tem is a word for completion, and it represents the completion of the procession. It lines
Haramakit, which means Heru, is on the horizon. So
yeah, it's a mutated word of saying Heru, and so it's Heru, and then M. M is a word that means from or of, and then Aket. So it's three different words, but the people just say
M is the owl.
Hey,
right?
Yeah.
I'm studying, bro. yeah. There y'all go. Y'all gonna be shocked when sa.neter come in here and read the middle lecture. Y'all gonna be like, "What the hell?" Got it? Yeah.
That's the owl, and that's one of the original words from Ma'ah. I'm also introducing and challenge. I don't challenge, but I introduce the real meaning of the word Ma'ah. And I said Ma'ah doesn't just mean, people just say Ma'ah means order and justice.
Right.
Ma'ah means to examine. It makes you responsible. So order and justice can exist without you. Order can exist around you. But Ma'ah, the true Ma'ah meaning of the word, is to examine. When you examine something, then you decipher good from evil, and you play your role in putting things in order. Now you're a part of putting the things in order. You're a part of Ma'ah. And one day we're going to get this good brother below me back to his birth name. Hey, peace.
Yeah. I'm in Rob McCarthy.
If you can hear us.
What's going on, Amin Rob? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you driving.
Can you hear me?
You got a question?
Yeah, I did have one question. One question. Tahiti, what's your take on all these mummies that they're finding with blonde hair? They still have blonde hair in the mummy.
What's the what he said? Mummy with blonde hair? What's that?
Yeah, I said, what's your take on all these mummies that they're finding that seem to have blonde hair? You know, in the actual sarcophagus still has blonde hair.
Oh, interesting. Okay, go on mute a little bit. faster. Go on mute a little bit because a lot of feedback. Okay, good. Yeah, of course they're going to bring emphasis whenever they talk about mummies with different color hair. There's a couple things going on. One is some of the mummies. First of all, let me rewind. Mummies are called sahu. Sahus are the wrapping of the flax that goes around a part of the ritual, the preparation for the preservation of the body, and it extended all the way from 3000 or so BC, actually even before that, all the way to a group called the Ptolemies. And some of the mummies that we're finding are a mix of a kingdom that were European that would have blonde hair. They would have yellow hair. Some of the mummies, which are sahus that they're finding, their hair starts to get recessive after they die. So they say we found mummies with this different color, yellow hair, gray hair, but some of them are recessive. The hair starts to turn white and starts to turn a blondish type, which really is a yellowish type of color. But you have to examine where are the mummies? What time frame are they finding mummies with blonde hair in the Narmer time frame, in the Ptah time frame, or is it closer to the 300 BC? So it depends where the mummies are found, and then we could deal with each of them one by one. And another thing that's interesting as well is that yellow hair is another attribute of us. Seeing people with yellow hair doesn't necessarily mean they were mixed with Caucasians. That doesn't necessarily mean that. So we were the first to have yellow hair. It is kind of rare, but yes, we're the first to have albinos. We're the first to have yellow hair. We're the first to have blue eyes. The Cheddar Man they have blue eyes, 10,000 BC in Britain. So we're the first to have these recessive traits, and then other people came around. So what you do, Ram McCarthy, find the specific mummies you're talking about, and then send an email to me. Maybe I could deal with particular ones you're speaking of, so I know which ones is which. Some of them are European. If you can hear me, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Can you hear me, Amina?
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
We're gonna move on. Hey, Elder Suntan, do you got a question, brother?
Yeah, peace, brother Tahuti. Peace, little brother Sai. Hey, Tahuti, I get exactly what you're saying. You know, it's kind of easy for me just through my, the way I think. What you're saying is when you say they literal, you're really basing it on a symbolism, and you're not saying that the symbolism is real, but the person is real. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, and again,
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because Jabari introduced literal into the conversation.
Yeah.
So therefore, I have to respond to what is literal then. But my stance has nothing to do with the word literal. But if we're going to bring literal into the conversation, I will describe what that means. But that's not my stance. Is that
Suntan?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tell you, he agrees with
Right.
Jabari, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I just
yes,
said.
you do, Tahuti. Yes, you do, brother. You
That's
don't,
what I was trying to get out.
Well,
and guess what, Tahuti? You're right. You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
That's
And
why
Jabari would agree with you.
Yep.
Wait till he gets
Exactly.
here. It's going to be interesting when he gets here. But if Jabari agrees with me, then we have to go back 5 years and ask Jabari, why did he challenge me? Because I never challenged him. I didn't even know who he was.
Because you had kind of threw me a little bit, Tahuti, when you was describing it at first. It kind of threw me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but then after you completed your diatribe, I was, I get what he said. I go, brother Jabari. But hey, Jabari, he said what you saying, so y'all go ahead and talk.
They're saying we agree.
sa.neter get it.
They're saying we agree. We gotta. I guess do a tag team instead of a debate now. I don't know.
I don't know, but
you have to. There's something y'all need to understand. I know that the debate stuff is interesting, but and I've said this before. Let me say it again, just so everyone hears. Probably 85% of everything Tahuti says we agree on, right? We're both people who are spiritual practitioners. We agree on mostly everything. Sometimes it's fun to debate the things that you disagree on, right? So that's the reality. Much of what he's going to say, I'm going to agree with. Now, when I was coming in, I heard him say, Jabari challenged me. Now, come on, brother. I challenge you?
Yeah, I was going to say, sa.neter doesn't want this talk, right? He doesn't want this, what they call pity pat. What do you call it?
The reality is this. Brother Tahuti, what happened is you and I had a build. We disagreed on a topic. And then for it must have been like a year, you were going around telling people I prevailed on against the best, including Jabari. That's what happened. I never challenged you. Honestly,
I put that together.
Honestly, one of the reasons why I didn't challenge you is because of what I said first. Most of what you say, I will agree with. I'll disagree on some small things that are small. I think that you've had the wrong definition for the Herumaket. That's not a whole debate. That's a discussion between brothers, right?
Right. So let me say this just for clarity, because there's things that go on behind the scene that sa.neter may know that maybe me and you didn't know. But I will say that I did an interview on sa.neter some 5 years ago,
right?
And somehow you came into the picture to. It was a challenge to me. It wasn't me saying, "Hey, sa.neter, who's the best here? I want to debate," because I wasn't into coming to sa.neter to debate. So somehow I ended up we called it a debate back then. We called it a conversation, whatever it is. But somehow me and you ended up setting up a time and having this conversation.
I did that.
Okay, so sa.neter did that. Okay, so sa.neter set that up.
Yeah.
That's how this
right on the fly. I did it right on the fly. Right. Didn't do no advertising.
Yeah.
I called up Jabari. I called you up. I said, "Let's get it. Let's go." That's how I did it.
Right.
But for me, the only time I said, "Brother, if you want to debate, let's debate," was after I had realized that for like a year you were saying you had bested me in debate. Folks, I want to be clear about something. sa.neter from the beginning has put a target on my back.
Yep.
And a weaker person would have said, "Why are you doing this?" and just walked away. That's the reality. But everyone wants to say that they've beaten me. We got Reggie making songs. In a song. Brother, if that's not thirsty like a high school girl, I don't know what is. So it's just, I'm not saying that's you, Tahuti. You are a calm, rational person.
Yep.
Right? And to be honest, we're both calm, rational people. This environment.
Animals keep him calm. His animals keep him calm.
I heard part of that when I was outside. So that's what happens, Haras or somebody in here, it was probably one of your followers, says he had to get his wife. I did not get, folks, it was a discussion. Now, it's interesting they said he got his wife, but you didn't say that Reggie was there. It was Reggie and my wife that came in.
Right.
And we were talking about the nature of the language. That's what happened.
Yeah.
If this was a debate, how in the world would either of them come in to share their opinion in the middle of it?
Right.
So that's what happened.
Brother
and
Jabari.
So this has become a little crazy. Now,
Brother Jabari.
Yeah, who's speaking? Is that
me?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Brother Judy.
Okay, for the crowd and for the audience. Again, so I didn't come to discuss. I know what we had. I know what was said back then. I have all the footage. The only way that I didn't come to discuss whether we had a debate or not. The only way I could discuss that would be off of this channel. If me and you were on another channel where I was allowed to show all of my video, the things that I have to show what was actually said during and after, but that's not going to happen here. It did happen earlier, but that video's gone now. But that's not going to happen here. So I'm not here to even discuss that. I know It's not me that called it a debate at first. I know what it was, and I have all the proof and verification. I'm more interested in. I'm interested.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm contrasting here. You said before I came on that Jabari called me out for a debate, is what you said.
Jabari challenged.
I didn't challenge you to a debate.
That's this. So sa.neter has just come out now. Sa.neter has said now that he actually did that on the fly. All I can say.
Watch this real quick, y'all. Both of y'all. You know, Sunday I had Yara, the one you brought up earlier, Brother Tahiti. I had Yara and I had Chuck Morgan. And I called that a debate, but it wasn't a debate. It was more like a discussion between the two brothers. But when you look at the flyer, you will see Chuck Morgan versus Yara, Black Sage. But it wasn't a debate. I just put that on there because I knew that it would turn into one when you talk to Yara. That's why I did that. But it wasn't a debate.
Yes, but again, I'm gonna. I cannot show my videos. This is not what this is about, anyway. This is not
your perspective. Listen, there's nothing wrong with you having a different perspective, Tahiti.
I don't have a different perspective.
All right, but hold on. But hold on. Jabari, hold on, Tahiti. Here's the thing. Yes. We are here to discuss me and Jabari taking this joint on the road, going into your hometown, into your city, amongst all your fans, Brother Tahiti. Me and Jabari is with it. I spoke to him earlier. Now, all you got to do is agree to the topic in front of everybody so everybody would know what y'all going to deal with.
You're trying to get us to develop a topic here, sa.neter?
I would say yes, in front of the people.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not easy to do. No, you know what? That way, none of us can say, no, I didn't do that. No, I didn't agree to that. Nah, that's not true. I say, yes, do it right here, right now, in real time.
May I go first?
Yes, go ahead. You can suggest first. Go ahead, brother.
And I'm going to say peace to all the people that just came in. And the people in the chat saying Tahiti stuck on it. Oh boy, I'm very calm for being stuck on it. I'm very non-pushing of it, but anyways, I will peace everybody on the panel. And I said this before, and I'm going to say this again, except for Brother Omar. If anybody has some technical difficulties, if I'm going to interact with anybody, I please want this to be cam up. I want to be able to look.
You got to cam up.
You got to cam up. Yeah, so that's why whatever happened to do you still have cam up? Isn't that a channel?
Yeah, I still got. Okay, I still got that one right there.
So
they got me on ice over there though. They got it on
ice. Craziness. So Jabari, if you'd like to go first, or I can go first, I can definitely present subject matter and topic.
Well, it would be good for you to. I did not come here to come up with a topic to debate you, brother.
Yeah, well, let Tahiti go first. Let Tahiti
have to come up with some ideas. That's not something that I've thought about in the last bit of time.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I will do this just for everybody. The topic that which is a continuation. One moment, everybody. Let me see something here. Let me cancel some things so there's not a lot of interference. Okay, let me do this. We'll do this. Oh, I see what I can do. Oh, this is easy. Okay, let me do this, everybody. Boom. So when me and Jabari, for the new people that are here, when me and Jabari first came into interaction, I'm just going to show the topic. That's all I'm going to show, the topic of what led to this. One moment. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is on sa.neter's channel. It's just a picture just a picture. This was what it was originally. So it was Welcome, the Big League, Jabari versus Tahuti. A little bit of typos here in the title, but were the Kemetic or Neters real people? This is what started this whole thing. That's what me and Jabari were discussing. He was challenging whether particular Neters or whether Neters were real people. And this is let me take this off. Take that off for me, Sa.
What's that? Take it down?
Yeah, take that down. Just want to show. Okay, so that is one, and then here is the interview clip, or just a picture. So there's a picture of the interview, sa.neter interview Tahuti. He explains why he believes the Neter are real. So you notice that in the titles of what sparked this was the term real and was the term people and real people. This is what I was teaching, and this is what caused the conflict. You can take that down, sa.neter, please. Okay, and then
You know that you can share and unshare, right?
it seems like I can't do it from my end.
Yeah. Are you using a Mac or a PC?
I'm using a PC, but I don't have wait, let me see.
Are you using StreamYard, right? You should be able to.
Yeah, you should be able
You
to.
should be able to unshare and share something else too if you want.
No, but I have to put it up though.
Yeah, but once it's up, you have two screens, right? I'm assuming you have two screens.
Yeah, he could take it down.
You have two screens, Tahuti? Or using one?
He probably just using StreamYard.
I'm just
Yeah.
using StreamYard.
I'm using StreamYard too, but I have two screens, so that it's anyway. We'll talk offline about that.
And then here was us talking and coming up with a title that was a continuation of that. You can put that on sa.neter. This was us discussing the title topic, and this is where we are. So, however, that's arranged. I told sa.neter.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. As far as money is concerned, he did give me did mention a particular number, much less, but I'm not concerned more with the money. I'm more concerned with the honor of what the continuation of this is, and that the truth comes out, and I get to release the truth that I have on the situation, so that everybody doesn't think that Tahuti's crazy trying to make a discussion, a debate. So I told sa.neter that yes, if it comes up with a proper title and that it's a rematch, that yes, I'm ready to do that. And the subject matter, I sent you the text on it. Did you get it? I can read it.
Yes, I'll read it again.
Okay, we have it. Good.
Yep. I'll read it again. Here it is, Jabari. The scribes of the Kemet the scribes of the Kemetic teach that the Neteru were living beings. That's the title that Tahuti gave me, and apostles seem to like that title. I think that's a good title. It's up to Jabari if he want that.
Okay. And that's where we are. So it started some 5 years ago.
Jabari agrees with you on that, though.
The Neteru were
When
living.
you say living beings, I think that
That's what you.
for the most part, I think that some people look at the word literal and they, in their heads, have enmeshed the term real. I would never say that Neteru are not real, right? But when people hear literal, if I say something's not literal, they assume that I mean that it's not real.
Right.
Real is not a synonym of literal. It is not. So, and when you say, were they living beings? I think in some ways what we're talking about is also the concept of whether they exist or not. And I'm not disputing whether the Neteru exist, right? This is one of the reasons why from that last video, Tahuti, it was hard for us to find a topic to debate. Because I don't think, while I wouldn't describe it the way you have, in terms of being living beings, I would say that the Neteru are very real and that they exist. And so it becomes like we're slicing a piece of bread so thin that when is it so thin that it's no longer a piece of bread, right? It's you can see through it. It's like an atom. And so that's the challenge. Would I debate whether the neteru are living beings? I would not. I wouldn't use that term, but I would not say that they don't exist. I think that's what you're trying to describe when you say living beings. You're trying to describe something that exists. And in that instance, where would we? I wouldn't disagree with that. I would not disagree with that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. So
that's why this is hard to do here, sa.neter, because when you have two people that agree a lot, and believe it or not, even though we've been enmeshed in disagreements, we agree a lot. It's harder to find something that we really don't agree on. Just like Tahuti wouldn't use the word literal. I wouldn't say that the neteru, I wouldn't argue that neteru are living beings. I think that might confuse people about what I'm saying. The nature of the neteru, see what I did there? The nature of the neteru is, so this is challenge. It's a challenging topic to try to.
I'm gonna go further than that right now. This is dangerous with Tahuti now, because Reggie said, I'm running over there with Tahuti because I agree with Tahuti. So now Reggie don't even know he agrees with Tahuti, that Tahuti also agrees with Jabari. This is crazy.
Guess what?
what's all that?
Guess what? Listen carefully, y'all. You all have to hear this.
What just happened?
Reggie doesn't agree with the position he was arguing.
Yeah, I know that.
Some of you are talking loud in the chat and you didn't see the debate. He does not agree with it. I showed you in the last round that Reggie does not agree with that position. His position is closer to my position, closer to Tahuti's position.
Right.
And I caught him. By the way, when I showed it on the screen, he did this. That's what he did.
But you got Unc muddy in the waters, man.
Yeah, that's
Listen,
them. Yeah, that's them.
There are a lot of people who are trying to muddy the waters. There's a lot of people that like to muddy the waters, and it's really it becomes more challenging,
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
so really what would have to happen for us to come up with a title, that's why I was surprised you ran with this so quickly, sa.neter. Tahuti and I need to talk and find something that is meaty enough that we disagree.
Before, remember? And
I know,
waiting
but
for
so doing it live is easier. Doing it live is harder than doing it.
it's doing it easier. It's Tahuti, let's go. I know you got some other.
Listen. There's some things we disagree on, right? But some of them are so minor, they're not a full debate. I heard him say before I was coming in that the set animal is a donkey. I don't agree it's a donkey. I don't agree with that. Is that enough for a whole debate? No. No.
And just for
Brother Lie, y'all in trouble, Brother Lie.
What'd you say, Tahuti?
just for clarification, I have a class on the symbolic set animal that's not a donkey, but there is an actual donkey that is using the meta-netter when talking about set, when discussing his stubbornness. There's an actual donkey. There's another created creature that's a symbolized creature that symbolized aspects of set. But I can spice it up if you want.
Set
I put you in the back, Omar, because you got to turn on your camera, brother. That's why.
Set is sometimes depicted. The donkey is often a symbol of stubbornness.
Yes, that's
right.
What I said. Mm-hmm.
And so you'll actually see the stubbornness term sometimes used for set, but the set animal itself is not a donkey.
No. Right, the set animal is not a donkey.
So see, even on a small thing, it's hard for us to be able to find a disagreement.
I could spice it up if I could add some meat.
What's the meat? Let's hear the meat. Let's hear the meat.
Look at something.
Let's hear the meat.
Let me cook it up a little bit. All right. I said something in the chat. Just say it, Tahuti. Okay.
Someone knows what you're gonna say?
They must maybe because of what I've been. I thought everybody already knew my stance. The Netiru, the top Netiru were beings. How about that? Is that spicy enough? Uh-oh.
When you say beings, what do you mean? What do you mean when you say they were beings?
Beings, sentient living beings. Uh-oh.
Jabari agree with that. Jabari
Can you say a little bit
three.
more?
Bobby don't agree with that.
He
Right.
named three, sir. He named. Remember, Jabari, you named the three living did. Remember?
Well, I named ancestors that were deified.
Right.
Right, I named
Did you
ancestors
miss
that
that,
were
sir?
deified. But I'm not sure if that's where he's going. Maybe he
That's
could say
where
a
he's
little bit
going.
more.
Trust me.
It might be.
Let's hear him. Let's hear him out. What do you mean, Tahiti, when you say that?
The most popular of the Netiru, that if you asked an average person the names of the Netiru, they were acknowledged by the ancient scribes as living entities in consciousness and sentient, individual, independent thought beings. Is that meaty enough? Uh-oh.
I don't know. Listen, I think that as we talk about the forces and energies of the universe, I think that there is an order to things, right? And sometimes that order can be described as an intelligence. Because when you put things in order, it seems like there's an intelligence. And the Netaru are, in many ways, specifically when you talk about Ma'at, the order of the universe. Would I argue that order does not have what seems to be a structured thought behind it? I don't know if I would argue that. It seems like a small. You're describing it differently than I would, but when we had a debate, we would end up saying things that are very similar.
So you acknowledge that the Netiru, each Netiru have individual consciousness?
I would say that when we say a Netranak and we say show me your face, we are actually saying that vibratory quality exists and can operate within the parameters of the universe. You would probably say that as a living being. I wouldn't describe it that way. But when you say consciousness, do you mean that they're a thinking, rational being? Like a human being? The Netaru are not like human beings. But
No,
these words are it's difficult to find words that slice it thicker so that it sounds like I'm saying something very different than you are. Because I'm saying something different, but maybe not. I don't know if that's meaty, but it is a little bit different, right? One of the reasons why we ended up debating, literal is because when we think about a particular netter, we actually see the example I use is Ra. Ra is a way to look at this, right? When you look at Ra, Ra is depicted a certain way. And in many ways, when you look at it that way, Ra is a person sitting on a throne, an entity sitting on a throne. Ra may speak. But I think that in some ways, some of that conversation is an allegory. Does Ra look the way or act the way that is described? Some of that is allegory. And that's the reason why we come to the word literal. And that's the reason why, and I know you didn't like the word literal. I get that you don't like it. But that's the way to slice it thicker so we can have a conversation. And part of this even gets to the short conversation. I need to call them back. There's a bunch of people I have to call back. Gets to the short conversation I had with Pastor Bennett yesterday when he said, Okay, so maybe they don't look the way they do in the depictions. But I would say to you clearly that some of the discussions, most of the descriptions of what the Neteru did is also an allegory. That they're not stories that are told like you might read something in a newspaper. You know? So that's the thing. That's the thing.
So
okay. It's hard. You didn't agree with the term literal. Neither of us agree that they're literal. So I don't know. It becomes more difficult. I did not know sa.neter was coming here to try to find a debate topic. Do you remember we spoke for like 90 minutes last time and couldn't come up with a debate topic? Why does he think that it's easier this time for us to come up with a debate topic? Do you remember we had that long conversation, Tahiti?
It was actually days.
It was days, right? Because you and I were also talking over, what do you call it? We're texting. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Different shows there were about 3 shows where we spoke. So everybody knows. I'm trying to say more to spice it up because something is going to spark you to say no, and then when you say no, I guess that no will be the debate.
Then we would see if there's a debate topic, right?
Yes. So
right.
Ra is acknowledged as a sentient being that ruled, just like Ramesses. Uh-oh. I'm trying to stir up something.
Are you talking about that? I know that sometimes when you look at the, I'm assuming you're getting back to the Torino King's List that lists some of the Neteru as ruling, right?
No,
is that where you're going?
I could, but no, I'm not referring to that. But whatever it is I am referring to, that there's a stance of mine.
Yeah, but is it a stance that's different enough from mine for it to actually be worth a full discussion? Is the challenge that we're having. I don't believe that, and I don't think that there's a scholar alive or dead that agrees that that list of divine forces who supposedly reigned was a literal description of the time that they reigned.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay, so here we are. So let's spice it up and add some more meat. I'm trying to add enough meat so you can bite something.
Okay.
So it's not meaty enough yet. But
let's hear it.
You did hear me. You heard me. Me and you had discrepancies that led to a voted conversation, we'll call it. Don't you remember what it was that you were against that I was teaching? For us to be even in that, we must have been against. We must have opposed, right?
Yeah, but I thought that the topic, from my perspective, it was whether the Neteru are literal. You're saying that's not the debate that you were having, and part of that is because there was a point in the discussion where people, and maybe even you, I'd have to look at it again to see if this was actually you, were equating real with literal.
So this is why I started the conversation by showing the facts of the initial video and what it was titled, and the initial interview, what it was titled. And you'll notice that in none of those titles was the word literal. We never had the word literal in the title or discussion until years later. But in our original opposition, it was Neteru, real people, beings. That was in the title, and you heard that I taught that, and we had a open discrepancy on that, and I'm saying out that I still stand on the thing that you oppose.
You know what part of the reality is? I think you think I heard you were teaching something, and I said, "Oh no, we going to debate." That never happened. That never happened. You said something on sa.neter that I said, Is he describing the Neteru as something that as literal entities? And sa.neter put it together, right? That's what happened. That's it.
Yes.
So, and if you listen to the discussion, while it may not have been in the title, we use the word literal a lot in that discussion. A lot. So
yeah,
I don't know whether, I mean, neither you or I didn't create the title. I don't know if you did. I think sa.neter wrote down the title based on what he heard us talking about.
He heard me in an he interviewed me, and that he took the name of the interview. Tahuti teaches the Neteru were real people, and then that also became, as I showed on the screen, that same thing became the title of me and you's interaction.
Would you say that the Neteru are real people? People. You or I are people. The Neteru are people?
They were beings.
Now you're disagreeing with the word people. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? When you begin to actually discuss what our ideas are, it becomes a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
When we're describing it. Real people? Are you arguing that the Neteru are real people?
They're real beings. They're sentient beings, and I teach that there are several sentient beings in existence in this universe that are not people.
When you say sentient, what do you mean?
Sentient beings, people are not the hierarchy nor the end-all be-all of consciousness in this universe. There are entities and sentient consciousness that evolved and came into existence long before people, and the concept that people are the end-all highest intelligence comes from biblical teachings. None of our ancient ancestors taught that people are the highest of sentient intelligence. So I would not limit Neteru to just people. I wouldn't say that, because their abilities and how they're described are beyond what regular people can do on a regular basis. So they're living, sentient, individual beings. If you want to say people, I don't just say.
But are you describing sentient? I want you to describe sentient.
Sentient is wonderful. Sentient is a being that's aware of its existence. It has its own thoughts. It has its own decisions, and it doesn't necessarily need a brain for that.
I'm not exactly sure if I would use the word sentience. I would use the word order, right? I would use the word order.
Who put this up?
That's one of my slides. That's one of my slides. sa.neter just got off the phone, so he put it up. It was shared there before.
Oh, you put it up, Jabari. You put this up?
Say again?
Did you put this up, or who's put this up? You?
I put it up at an earlier point in our conversation, but sa.neter was not listening. He was on the phone. So when he came off the phone, he just shared it.
Oh, okay.
So this is my slide showing the difference between the sun and Ra.
You sure you want to? Don't go through that yet. Don't go through that. Wait.
No, sa.neter, that slide has been up a dozen times on your channel. Don't put it up yet. This has been up a dozen times on your channel. There's nothing that I need to hide. If anything, Tahuti and I need to talk about what we're saying to come to an understanding. You know what I mean? I would not use the term sentient. I would say that the Neteru are the order of the universe. And as you see how precisely and how it even seems intelligently ordered the universe is, sometimes it's hard for people not to say there's some thinking here. But I think that what the Neteru do is much higher than thinking, right? This is a conversation that Tahuti and I would have over a glass of green juice rather than a full debate. He's using different words than I am. I wouldn't use the word sentient. I use the word order, right? But to describe the same thing. So I think that that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge.
Let me ask you something, Jabari.
Sure. Go ahead.
And maybe this is why sa.neter didn't want you to put it up, but let me ask you something here. Okay. Do you see the sa.neter? And I was gonna save this part. I can still use it, but because I'm not debating literal. You see the sa.neter beside there? See the sa.neter
Yep.
beside there? It says what's that there? Harakuti double per neter ee. That the line beside his head says.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to zoom in. Keep talking. I'm gonna try to zoom in though.
Okay, so the image that you put up, the line right there. Thank you so much. So the line right there in front of his head, we see Ra, and then the Harakuti, Harakuti, and the two lines underneath give.
Here's the Harakuti and the EE.
The Harakuti, and there's the T, and there's there's the double realm, the per, and then neter E, the neter EE. So that's the double Ra Harakuti of the horizon, the powerful neter. Thus says Ankh Usar the Jed. So now, after we read that and look,
he's up here now.
Yes, after we read that and look at that, I'm taking lessons from sa.neter. Now I guess I can read more than 3 glyphs. Remember, Jabari said I couldn't read 3 glyphs, but
I can't hear you. Say again.
I said, remember, Jabari, a few shows ago, Tahiti can't read 3 glyphs, but that's okay.
You know, now, brother Tahiti, you know that was hyperbole, right?
Okay.
You know that was hyperbole, right? What I'm saying is that here's the point, and I know that there's a point that you must recognize. Reggie has tried to attack me on my ability to read the sa.neter, right? Right? And then at some point, he said he was disagreeing with you on your ideas. Then he said he agreed with you. And I said, how are you going to agree with him? He's not reading. You said, I can't do this. I can't make this argument because I can't read, which is untrue. And he said, well, he reads the text in English, which was a ridiculous statement because now all of a sudden the goalposts shift. They're not even in the same stadium anymore. You know what I mean? Because the reality is that we all read them in English, including Reggie, right? So that was the point. The point is now you're agreeing with him because he reads it in English. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All right. So
let's get to it.
Did you come up with something? And I think you did.
sa.neter, why do you think we would be able to come up with something like this?
No. As far as the neter being living, that's what y'all was talking about.
This is good. We're right there. So we're right here. So yes, Jabari, so you do acknowledge that I just read that. Is that correct?
Of course I do.
Okay, good. Okay, so I don't need the English.
I was speaking in hyperbole, brother. Yeah, I'm not. Did I really mean 3 glyphs, brother?
Maybe you meant 8. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you meant 13. Who knows? But at any rate, so I did read that. So, and that's your thing that you randomly put up. I didn't know you were going to put that up, but that's not even the point. I just wanted to read it to show you that the image at the top is the same image that's below.
By the way, can I say this? Someone saying, ask him to read the rest. I want you to understand, if he's reading and I'm telling you which glyphs he's reading, we're both reading. Some of you really we're both reading. When he just said the glyphs and I said he's reading right here, how would I know that if I wasn't reading too? Let's stop this reading stuff. See, Tahiti, part of what's happening here, as a practitioner, can I say this to you?
Yes.
Part of what has infected this community is this. Reggie and others would like to say that you cannot be a practitioner of the Kemetic tradition if you cannot read. That's not a standard they use for Christians. It's not a standard that is used for Muslims. It's not a standard that's used for Hebrews. That's and that strategy is to shrink the number of people that might embrace this tradition. I refuse to do that. There are excellent English translations, and we have people in all of our shrines, including you or I, who could look at some things and say, I don't know if I agree with this. So that's the reality. I'm not going to allow him to shrink our movement by a standard that no one else has held by. We all know Christians, right? Do they speak Demotic Greek?
Not at all.
Do they read Aramaic?
Mm.
So I'm not going to allow them to do that.
Right, but I wanted to utilize that. You can put that back on. I read that for a reason. I want to get to
Go
my
ahead.
point. And if you could put that back on, Jabari. Did you take it
I
down?
didn't take it off. sa.neter unshared it. Go ahead.
I wanted to show that that symbol there you see the falcon with the sun
on his head,
and then you see the wrapped around cobra around the sun.
Yeah.
That's the same depiction of what is underneath in front of Het Heru, except for the depiction has hands. What I was pointing out was that that's a word. That's a word. The images are words. So the images are symbols. Now we're establishing that the first image is Ra, and then there's Herakuti. There's another image of a circle going between what's called the Menu Mountains, and that's the Herakuti. Now, those are words that me and Jabari just established. These are words, but they're also symbols. Now, what do they symbolize, Jabari? Slide back. The Ra and Herakuti, go back to the picture beside it because that's what it symbolizes, right?
What picture beside? You want me to make it large again, you're asking?
The one with the sun. You had a sun. This picture
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so now the words themselves, there's no Kemetian that bows down to these words. No Kemetian that worships, that goes to this writing and prays to these words. These are words that are also symbols. So the word itself is a symbol of a neter. Is that correct, Jabari?
I don't know if I would always say that all words are symbols or neters. I'm not sure. Why don't you continue so I understand what you're trying to say?
That's why I don't want to deal with all. This particular one, which is the image of the falcon, this is Heru and then Akuti. Those are pronounced words, but they're symbols. What would you say they're symbols of? They're symbols of what? The sun? Ra, Herakuti, the sun going over the horizon?
I would say more that they're a symbol of the energy of the sun. It's not the sun literally, but is the energy, the force that is the sun.
Right. So the symbol is describing something. Is that correct? These words
Sure,
are
of course.
So these are symbols, but those symbols are not actually what the Kemetic people worship, are they? There's no Kemetic priest that stands in front of here and bows down to this sentence. These are images that represent the actual thing that they do give homage to. Is that correct?
These are symbols that describe the actual thing. They're describing the force and the energy that we pay homage to.
The Kemetian priests and the Kemetian people, they give what's called Hanu, worship, praise, respect to the neter, praise, homage, him to Aten, all throughout the culture. So they're praising something, and see them with the ka hands up. They're praising, they're giving Hanu praise, but what they're praising are not the words on the background. The words are describing what they're praising. The thing they're praising is the neter, correct?
There would be no disagreement on that, Brother Tahiti.
Exactly. So what is the thing that they're praising?
They're praising an energy that exists, a powerful energy that exists in the universe. That's what they're praising.
Is that physical sun that energy? Is that why you have the sun there?
No, what I'm saying is that they're praising the force of the sun, right? But it's different than the actual sun. That's what I'm saying. Because why they could just have drawn a picture of the sun.
When they say Ra going over the horizon is the edge of the illusion. We know the Earth isn't flat. I hope you right. The edge of the Earth.
Say again.
We know the Earth isn't flat. We agree? Yes, please.
No, the Earth is flat.
Oh God. Okay, there it is, sa.neter.
Now wait a minute. I said that just so you and I would have something to disagree.
Okay, the Earth is flat. So we're joking. We know the Earth isn't flat. Now
that's right.
The horizon is something you can look at what appears to be the edge of the Earth, and Ra comes above the horizon. What's coming above? What's the neter coming above the horizon that they're talking about? What's coming above that they see? They say Herakuti coming above the horizon. What's that thing coming above the horizon? Is that the moon, the Pluto? What is that?
In that instance, it's the sun.
Right. And isn't that the neter? Ra coming over the horizon? Doesn't it have the neter?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Because that Ra, that sun that comes over the horizon, in some texts, we're talking about the sun, the actual sun, and in some texts we're talking about Ra. And then you read the text.
So
now hold on, Tahiti, real quick, because I wanted to say this, but I got cut off. I'm gonna let you get right back to it. Harwin, brother Jabari, is known as always saying Jabari can't read the glyph. He's not a Kemetic priest. How can he be a Kemetic priest and he can't read the glyphs? Right, Jabari? You familiar with that, right?
Sure.
Here's the thing. Dr. Malachi York. That's still Harwin's teacher. That's his master teacher.
Oh no.
Dr. Malachi York is a goddamn priest, rabbi, imam, and even a great divine. But look at what the hell he did. So what did that damn priesthood did for him? What did his priesthood do for him, Harwin? So get that stuff out of here. To me, those are just titles. Hold up, Jabari. Let me say what I want to say.
Go ahead.
To me, those are just titles. To me, that's just a goddamn title, Harwin. Because look at what your master teacher did, and he was a goddamn priest. So stop it with that foolishness. That's all. I want to go back to Tahiti.
You know what's happening, sa.neter? Harwin is a hungry young person.
Yeah.
And he's trying to confront me on something. This is like, this is like Clubber Lang in the on the side of the ring saying, you running away from me. Come on now. That's what he thinks this is. And so that part is funny. I mean, he's gonna make some poor arguments because of what he's trying to do. So, listen, that's the reality. But there's one thing I wanted you to here's something I wanted to say to you, Tahiti.
But I didn't finish the sentence, so I never asked.
Go ahead.
Yeah, before we go into Harwin, and peace to Harwin and whatever he believes in, I've never talked to him, so I don't know what it is. But if he's a follower of Malachi or whatever he may be, we'll talk that later. But this is
you're a former follower. I don't know if you're still a follower. Are you still a follower?
Of Malachi of Nawabu? No.
Oh, right. No longer. Okay.
No. So, anyways, back to Jabari. In the cases where it is, where's Jabari? Is he cut off? I can't see.
I'm here.
Jabari's there.
Oh, he's sorry.
It's the comment that's covering up my bald head.
The brother at the bottom, I know his clone. We'll talk about that later, and we'll talk later off here about the Anunnaki or whatever beings you also agree.
Man, I want y'all to come up with a topic.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, yes.
Brother. I don't know why you thought we were going to come up with a topic here.
Okay, listen.
I could also disagree with some of what I'm letting you roll it out, Tahiti, but I don't agree with everything you said.
Stop being scared, Jabari. Just stop being scared, brother.
I don't agree with everything you said.
Okay, so let's the part where it is the sun. Part that you said sometimes it isn't the sun. Sometimes the neter is the sun. Sometimes the neter isn't the sun. The times where it is the sun coming over the horizon, at that time the neter is the sun. Correct? At that time.
Not always.
No, I didn't say always.
Listen, Tahiti, sometimes there's a sentence. Wait, hear what I'm saying. Sometimes there's a sentence that refers to the actual sun. And then sometimes there's a sentence that refers to the energy of the sun, the power of the sun that is Ra. Right? They're not, and they're written differently very often.
I'm only discussing.
Sometimes you'll see the sun glyph with a stroke under it. That's not meant to be Ray. Sometimes the sun is the sun. Sometimes the sun is Ray.
Sometimes the neter is describing the actual sun that's rising up. Ra Herakuti Tem.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Omar, if y'all not going to turn on your cameras, don't waste your time coming up. Don't waste your time coming up, brother. Turn on your camera.
I'm not going to.
The question is, what the times that it is, not all the time, not 70%, 80%, 32%, the times where it is describing the sun, the times where the neter is the sun rising over the horizon, that's the time where the neter is the sun. Now, there are times where it may not be, but that time it is. Correct? You said sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So let's discuss the times that it is. So at that time, the neter is the sun coming over the horizon, correct?
Sometimes it is.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah, I want to go to the questions. I want to go to the questions that the people are here, because y'all might end up getting the title from the questions that the people.
I can't even stay that much longer. Remember, I told you
know.
I had some.
All right, let me go real quick. Let me go to Dizali. I already had you, and I'm gonna come back to you.
Thank you, sir. And the end of the sentence, the time that it is the sun, then that would make that time description the neter being literally the sun. Now we
no, it would not.
Okay.
By the way, you even started by saying that the picture of Ra with the sun on his head, the word is the same as the one sitting here. Obviously, everyone can see that it is not. This one's a bird, this one's a man. Why did they depict it as a bird and this one as a man? There are reasons why they did. When I say man, please, I don't mean man. I mean anthropomorphic. You have to be so careful here sometimes, because someone will clip a statement and take you out of context. There's an anthropomorphized version of Ra here, and then there's the falcon version of Ra here. I want to be clear that when you read the language, there are times that they're just talking about the sun. And then there are times when they're talking about the day. And then there are other times
you gotta go in a minute. Let me get this on, bro.
I know sa.neter, but see, it's hard to both of us are teaching, right? And so I know we're trying to find a debate, but when we're trying to find a debate, we have to talk about what we're teaching. And it's not easy to talk about that in 30 seconds.
The brother at the bottom is going to give the debate.
All right. Hold on. Omar Muhammad, he really thinks somebody's stupid. He says, my camera lens is shattered, bro. No, it's not. Just stop with the fibbing, man. Just stop. You really think somebody's stupid, man? If it's shattered, then go get you a new computer or go get you another goddamn camera for your joint. You work every day, so cut it out with the BS, man. All right, go ahead, Dizali.
First of all, peace and thank you, and peace to all the other brothers on the panel. I only came up here for one thing, because y'all have a very easy and probably profitable debate, and it's very simple. Jabari, Tahiti teaches, and Tahiti, you can correct me if I am wrong or address it up.
Let's go.
Tahiti teaches that the netters were actual, we can say being, but were actual entities that walked with man. They were actual beings that walked with man. Now they weren't just physical, they had abilities that humans don't have, but they were actually here guiding humans. That's a perfect debate topic if you have any disagreement with it. I had to cut through all the dancing and get straight to it. That's the only thing that I came here for.
I want Tahiti to explain. Stop, Brother Jabari. I need Tahiti to agree to it or give us some clarity, and then you could go, Jabari. Is that true, Tahiti?
All right, now sa.neter is smiling. We're getting somewhere, getting meat.
There you go.
Get some meat. The lions want meat, right? There it is. That was it in a nutshell. Of course, there's more detail than that. Ooh. But yeah, physical and non-physical sentient beings were a part of what is called neter. They are beings, sentient, individualized, that have identities and were acknowledged as sentient thinking beings. I guess Dizali said it right. I don't know what else.
But here's the deal, Tahiti. What you're describing is literalism. You don't like the word, but that is what you're describing.
That's right. Yeah.
That is what you're describing. That's the reason why, if you don't want to debate that, it's like, what are we talking about? Because when we look at the myth and we see that character that looks like that acts in the way that's described in a particular myth, and you're saying that is literally what happened, you're talking about literalism. I know you don't like the word. That's right. But that's literalism, brother.
No.
You need to stop disagreeing with what you're actually agreeing with.
What Dizali said, there's the title, shrink Dizali's words. into about 5 words, and there's the title.
The title is the same one we just debated, brother.
Jabari, let's do it without using the word literal.
We don't have to use the word.
Same
The word that, listen, here's the problem though. Here's the problem. The word that we are using, the best word to describe what was just said, is literal. What is another word that describes literal? When you say actual,
right?
Sometimes actual can mean literal, but actual can also mean having existence. I don't disagree that the Neteru have existence. I'm just saying they're not literal. Okay. Those energies exist in the universe, and we're struggling to describe something that is larger than us.
Zali, wait a minute. Okay, you want to go to Zali?
Jabari, did those energies that existed, did they ever take human form or some type of physical form and walk and teach with the humans, with the people? That's what we're trying to get at. Would you agree that those energies that you don't have a problem with, did those energies ever manifest into some type of physical being and walk and talk and guide the actual humans? That's here's the deal. The only time that would happen is if that energy embodies into a human being. It is possible that someone can be filled with energy and for a moment do the work of a deity, but no. Does that mean the forces of the universe literally they become molecules and they harden and become an entity? No, I don't believe that actually ever happened. There you go.
There's
the debate.
I knew it would be title tonight.
But the challenge is this. Yes, I think that you're done a good job of crystallizing the differences and what a better job than we were able to do for the last hour. But I think that how do you put that into a debate?
I can.
You know?
I can.
How? Let's hear. Tulity.
Were the Neteru, and we'd have to put also, right? Because there's not a limit. Or we don't have to. We're and I don't even like the Neteru. We're Neteru, sentient, conscious beings.
Brother, I'm not going to agree to sentient and conscious because the problem is your description of sentient is different than the technical description of sentient.
Exactly.
It's not the same. That's why I asked you what you mean by sentient.
Would you like to pull it up? I whatever the dictionary says, there I am.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Whatever the etymological dictionary says, I'm right there in the description. I'm dancing.
It's spooky then, man.
Let's get spooky.
Yeah, get spooky.
Albert Einstein's spooky was science, so let's get spooky. Let's get double slit experiment.
Okay, here we go.
It's just me, myself, and I.
Okay. Here's what do you call it? Merriam-Webster. Can you see that? This Merriam-Webster.
Okay. Can I read it?
Capable of sensing or feeling, conscious of or responsive to the sensations of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, or smelling.
Uh-oh.
And what does it say?
Jabari, that's it right there.
That's literalism.
Stop. Let him talk.
Read the next.
Him talk. Sometimes you all are too thirsty. Let him talk.
What does it say below? It says another 2 words there. What does it say there?
Which 2 words come out?
Sentient
Brother,
beings.
sentient beings is not the definition. The definition is above.
No. Sentient beings have the ability of feeling, conscious response of sensation, seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and I'm arguing that the Neteru were sentient beings.
That's literal, brother. That's literal. Tahuti, you got to use the word literal.
That is literal. So let me ask this. So if I'm angry with Ra, I could smack Ra, and Ra would be angry because he felt me smack him.
It depends which
Come on,
raw you're.
Jabari, don't do that, man. You're gonna scare
No,
the
wait a
people,
minute.
man.
I'm trying to tell.
Jabari, you're gonna scare them, man.
sa.neter.
Do that in a debate, Jabari. You're gonna scare them, man.
sa.neter. Sometimes you can win a debate so much, and by the time the debate comes, it's fallen apart. You have to test the topic. If you don't test the topic, it becomes a
I don't want
problem.
you to scare him. I don't want you to scare the brother.
I'm not scaring him. He's responding. There's nothing scary here. He's not scared. Tahuti, you think you could smack Ra?
Right now, no.
What do you mean right now? What does that mean? Now you're trying to dither and dance. What do you mean right now? You think you can smack Ra?
I can't smack Ra or Tahutimos or Ramesses.
We'll say again.
I can't smack Ra or Tahutimos or Ramesses or Narmer. I can't smack any of them right
Why
now.
not?
I can't even reach them. I'm not even in their vicinity. They're not even.
Stop. Oh my goodness! What?
Probably know how to answer that.
That is the worst answer.
If that's not dancing, I don't know what is.
You're not in their vicinity. Ra is everywhere.
No.
Ra could be in your vicinity when you want. If he feels and has emotions, why don't you insult Ra so he says, "What did you say, sucker?" And then you slap Ra, and then we can. I mean,
if these are valid points, then yes, please come to California.
What I'm saying is that they're not valid points, and you're dancing away from them. That's my point.
I answered it very clearly, and if you think those answers,
No, you didn't.
If I didn't, then it should be very easy to beat me. Come to California, please,
brother. When you have a debate, you have to be clear on topics.
I agree.
I'm asking you if you could slap Ra, if you could physically accost Ra, grab him by his collars and shake him and say, "Damn you, Ra!" Could you do that?
Let me say this again. Please. I'm not here to have a debate of who you can slap. My stance is that the ancient neter, existed at a time called the Zep Tepi. Prior to the pharaohs, they existed in a time called the Zep Tepi. There were sentient beings that were physical and non-physical and spiritual entities, sentient beings. If you disagree with that, please come to California. It should be very easy.
So they past tense now?
I noticed he used past tense. I was going to say that too. He said they existed at the first time, so they no longer exist.
If that's bad, then please come to California.
Wait a minute.
I like that title, sentient beings.
Of course, you like the title, sa.neter, but I don't think you're
Jabari, let me tell you, because Jabari, he ain't got to use literal. You can use literal in the goddamn debate.
We're not talking about literal. We're not talking about literal right now.
Yes,
We're talking about sentient
being. Yes, he's dealing with that.
Wait, don't bring literal back into here.
Okay,
we're talking about sentience.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so we're trying to describe what is sentient. And I'm saying to you, the reason why this is not a good debate, and maybe he's going to tell me I'm wrong, is because he doesn't even agree with the scientific definition of sentience. And now that we've seen the scientific definition of sentience, he's dithering. Like if something that is sentient is capable of sensing or feeling, conscious or responsive to the sensations of seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, or smelling, then you would have to say that you could literally remember that play. Maybe it was only in New York, so some of you don't know what I'm talking about. Said, "Don't slap box with Jesus." You think you could slap box with Rob?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, Jabari. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sure. Go ahead, talk.
Okay. Again, I teach that the scribes of Kemet teach that the ancient Netiru were sentient beings. That's what I teach. Whether you can slap box with Jesus or whether you can tap dance with Sammy Davis Jr., have fun, and you can use all those analogies if you like. If you don't agree that the Netiru, that the ancient Kemetian people taught that the Neter were sentient, individual, independent beings, then there is the topic and there is the debate.
But you see what you're doing? You're saying, did they teach it?
Yes, I'm only going to.
And I don't know why you're so uncomfortable with the term literal, because what you're going to do is show the mythological descriptions of the deity and say, see, they taught it. But the question is, did they mean it literally or was it allegory? But you're uncomfortable with the term literal.
I never use that word. That's your word. I have a
literal is not my word.
Yes,
it's the word that crystallized off of the discussion.
I have over 948 answers in podcast questions on my channel, and not one of my teachings say neteru or literal. I don't use that word. I say the scribes of Ma'at taught that the ancient neteru were sentient beings existing in a time called the Zep Tepi. They had the time period. And if you don't agree with that, then set up the debate. They had what did the Unquest at the top say? They had agency. So they were all African teachings. Anyways, do you agree with that or not? If you don't agree,
this is what you're describing.
Come to California.
This is what you're describing, brother.
You can find
literal is to describe something. To describe something as literal is to say that it is exactly what it seems to be. For example, if you put up a literal barrier to the world to keep the world out, you've built a real wall. You're when you say they taught it, I already know what you're going to do. You're going to suggest that those things that are written about Ra, about Heru, about Asar, about all those deities were things that they taught. You and I are not disagreeing about whether they are in texts that were taught. What we're disagreeing about is what the meaning is. Were these mythological stories to teach us how to live and what the nature of the universe were? Or were they literal?
Wonderful. Then you can bring the meaning from the scribes. You can read this. We'll go to the meta-netter. We'll go to the English translation. We'll read them together. And you
pack your bags, Jabari. Let's go, man.
You can superimpose. Man. You can superimpose and say the scribes meant. You can say the scribes meant this, and I'm going to say it is what it is. It says what it says, and that's what the scribes meant. And the teachings of it is in the Saba'it. The teachings of the meanings of it are in the Saba'it teachings of Mary Kara, Ptah Hotep. That's where they have their teachings. What the scribes meant is what they wrote. So if you think the scribes meant something else, then yes, come demonstrate that in California and show us that the scribes meant what you're saying, and it should be very easy to wipe the floor with me. I'm easy, man. I'm an easy guy to beat. Right, Unquest? I'm easy.
Yeah, easy work.
Easy. You know what's not easy?
We just had this debate.
This is the same debate. And the challenge is
you running, Jabari. Yeah, I watched the whole video you running.
Quit instigating.
Why are you interrupting?
Right.
Come on, wait.
No, because you're running.
What's actually happening here? Stop. What's actually happening is you're saying that those teachings were meant to be read exactly the way they were written. There's a term for that. It's called literal. And when I say you mean them literally, then you're saying that's not what you're saying. You're just saying they were meant to be read exactly the way they were written. But the term for that is literal. How do you come up with a title for a debate that says Tahuti and Jabari are arguing that the scribes of Kemet were describing something exactly the way they were written? That's the title?
No. Jabari, may I speak, please?
I'm listening to you, brother. That was a question.
Excellent. Okay. Oh, can this come off the screen? We're good with this. I got the
sure.
We're good with this.
Well, I know you wanted why you went off the screen, but yeah, sure.
I went off the screen so we can see each other. We're done.
Go ahead.
I'm not arguing the term literal. Okay. Ancient people, they see something in the sky. They may see, let's say they see a future helicopter, something of higher technology. And they go to describe this thing in their language. They go to describe something that's of a higher technology than theirs. You know what they say? Big eagle, big, large owl carrying man, a wheel within a wheel, they start describing the thing that they're seeing with objects that they're familiar with. Now, we come thousands of years later and we say, is it literal? No, 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 because it's not an actual eagle that they saw. It's not a car tire wheel from a GNC. They're describing something and they're using their language. So when it talks about Heru and it describes him as an Aten flying around having a fight, they're describing it within their language. And of course, Heru is not literal. Literal is in a falcon's head, because if we use the term literal, we're going to start bringing in Sekhmet with the Tahiti teaches that they have an animal mask. No, that's symbolism, but it's symbolism of something real. The scribes of Ma'at taught that the Neteru were sentient beings that they worshipped because they were more supernatural than them. If you disagree with that sentence, please come to California. I'll even do some magic for you.
It's extremely difficult to have a topic and a debate when the person is not using words very clearly. And that's the reason why I'm saying this has to be decided. The clearest word for what you're describing is literal, but you don't want to use it.
All right, Jabari, what is the problem with the word that he want to use? What's the problem with that? What's the problem with the being?
Here's the deal. You just want the debate.
No.
Wait, stop.
I want to know what is the problem with his word, though. That's all I'm saying.
You hear that word was 3 paragraphs. That's a debate topic.
Yeah,
and stop. sa.neter, stop.
When you looked it up, hold on, Jabari, hold on. When you looked up the word, it described literal. So whether he want to say no or not, it describes literal, bro.
And wasn't the definition of literal a longer paragraph than the word sentience?
Yes. Whether you don't
even agree. Listen, Tahiti, you don't even agree with the word sentient. You don't agree with the word sentient.
Exactly.
You said
Can I say something?
Either word.
You said no. The audience.
When I showed you wait a minute. When I showed you the definition of sentient, and I said, so if that is what you mean, then what about this?
I'm just correcting something, Jabari. You said the definition of sentient is 3 paragraphs. But it's
not 3 paragraphs.
But you said the definition of you can rewind the video. You said
I just said your description of what we're discussing is like 3 paragraphs.
Is the word sentient, which is a smaller definition than the word literal.
But you don't agree with the word sentient.
Yes, I do. That's why I use it. What is it? What is it?
What I'm saying.
Sentient is capable of sensing or feeling. Conscious of or responsive to the sensations of.
I mean, why do we sit here and listen to this nonsense, son? Are you crazy or what? This man is clearly running for the last 2 hours. I gotta sit here and hear this man scam everybody.
Yeah, he right. Tahiti running.
Bro, you either gonna take the debate against Tahiti or not? He said they sentient beings walked on Earth. Point blank. No, nigga, it's symbolic. Ain't no. Don't play with me, bro. Play with everybody else but me. You tripping?
You know very well. You know very well. You know very well.
I don't want to do it.
We're not going to agree.
I don't want to do it. Just say
hello. I would not put you in a debate. I would not put you in a. What is he doing right now?
Yeah, I got to put him in the back for a minute.
What's he doing right now?
He's losing his mind.
So who and I are trying to have an agreement.
Funny.
Somebody.
And you know, the reality is, if you don't have clear terms, the debate becomes a problem. You saw what happened with
Inky. Yeah.
Y'all acting like y'all haven't seen it because y'all just want a debate. I mean, listen. I'm the one that would be standing in the ring with Tahiti, and neither of us, you would be upset if I ran right and he ran behind me. We just ran the whole time. I'd be like, this is not a debate. And I would say, this is why I tried to tell you we have to agree on the topic. You can't just win a debate. You have to build the debate.
But I don't understand, Jabari. The brother is using the word literal without using literal, bro. He's telling you that these beings were actually walking. They existed. This is what he's telling you.
It's more even detailed than.
So if he's not comfortable with the word literal, then when you debate him, put that word up there.
So sa.neter, watch this. Because the people who are not debating always think it's easy. Ask Tahuti what the topic of the debate is then.
What is the topic of the debate, Tahuti, that you're saying?
Topic of the debate were the ancient Neteru sentient beings according to the scribes of Kemet.
Bingo.
I don't know why you're saying bingo. Because I don't know what you're saying bingo just because you want to debate. But the reality is, when I show you the word sentient, he disagrees on the word sentient.
No, I don't.
You do.
Somebody that was up here said Tahuti is running, and I'm the one saying, please come to California.
Neither of us are running. We're trying to listen, Tahuti, ignore both of them. If we were running, we wouldn't be sitting here for over and neither of us are running. We're trying to come up with a debate. The rest of them are not in this. This is me and you. We should have had this conversation offline. Because the reality is all these other people are coming in and saying ridiculous things. If you were running, you would have run. If I was running, I would have run.
The ancient Kemetic scribes believe the Neteru were their ancestors. How about that? Were the ancestors? Can principles be your ancestors?
What?
Can a principle be your ancestor? Tell me why the Neteru are not our ancestors. Or not our, sorry, let's get us out of it. Get me and you out of it. Why were the Neteru not the ancestors?
I think that in a certain sense they are our ancestors. But the reason why I wouldn't use the word ancestor is because an ancestor is someone who passes away. And the Neteru are still here, brother. That's why I wouldn't use the word ancestor. But if you look at how the Kemetic people described how the world comes into development, it begins with the divine forces. I wouldn't disagree with that.
So that you agree that the Neteru are ancestors.
An ancestor is someone who is dead.
Is there a scientist around?
Wait a minute. Is your grandmother alive? Wait. Is your grandmother alive?
I think so, yes. But my great
Is she an ancestor? Is she an ancestor?
My great grandmother isn't. I guess
okay, but I'm asking about one that is alive. Is your grandmother an ancestor if she's still alive?
Yeah, we descend from her, yes.
That's not what I asked you. I said, is she an ancestor?
No, she's not. She's still alive.
Is there a scientist? What does the word ancestor mean? What does ancestor mean?
This is not about science. It's not a scientific term.
Wait, what?
An ancestor is someone who is dead.
What? Wait, yeah? What's ancestor mean, Uncle? Maybe I got. What does ancestor mean? Is there? What does the word ancestor mean? It means someone that died.
They transition is all part of the everlastingness of African social spiritual system. That's why I can't stand it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like just playing with this thing, yo. I'm gonna let watch this. Watch Jabari gonna take the debate. I'm gonna shut up. Now watch this. He gonna find a way not to do it. Watch. He know he don't agree.
We gonna be on your show later.
That we walked on Earth. This man clearly said they walked on Earth.
I said you heard me say the Neteru walked on Earth.
No, Tahuti saying that. We all heard. You supposed to say, "I'm gonna bat you down, Tahuti. Let's go," and don't say nothing else. And beat him half to death.
Wait a minute, listen to me.
I want to talk to you.
So then, if you don't want to talk, why are you here? Why are you here? Is he having a menopause fit or something? What's going on? If you don't want to talk to me, why are you here?
Hold on, you said a what, nigga?
A menopause fit.
Nigga, what the fuck I look like to you, yo?
Yo.
Language.
Men don't have menopauses, yo.
You the one coming here. Extra spicy. And when I talk to you,
I'm whack.
Hold on. Man. Talk about whack, got a dick.
Come on, man. Yo, I'm whack, man. Stop this, man.
Stop.
Let me ask.
It's like he's angry. I don't know why are you angry.
He the softest nigga on the parable.
Come on, man. Just stop. Just stop. Oh, come on, man.
Okay. Hey, Jabari.
Jabari,
That's how someone who works an intellect in science work. Please get rid of him, sa.neter.
The top show because of y'all, man. Come on, old schools. Come on, y'all supposed to be doing better.
Get rid of him. What are you doing? We're having a conversation.
Yeah, hold on. Yo, Unc, go ahead, drop down, Unc, because you keep coming in. You can't do that. Just like when you're doing the show, you don't want nobody doing that. You gotta drop down.
What's he doing?
Drop down because you're messing up the what they trying to get together, man.
Okay,
he's saying that the Neteru walked on Earth, right?
Jabari.
But I want you to understand that is not a full debate topic. It's not. It's not. You have 3 rounds of whether the Neteru walked.
No, Jabari.
Yes.
Back to the grandmother. Your grandmother
Right.
is alive or passed?
Both of my grandmothers have passed.
Okay. Peace and blessings be to them.
Thank you.
Do you have some elder on your other side that's still alive?
The only person that is left that is above me in time is my mother. Everyone else has passed.
Did you descend from her?
Sure, of course.
Is she still alive?
Yes.
Okay, let's just clarify. Senator, can I share my screen, please?
Yeah.
So we can clarify. You descended from your mother and she's still alive. Okay. Ancestor, one from whom a person descended. You can take that down. Okay. You can take that down. I'm finished. Go ahead. Let's get back to the discussion, please.
He just wanted to show you what the definition of ancestor is, and it don't mean you have to die.
But that doesn't mean that they're alive or not.
Yes. So the ancestor doesn't have to die. You descended from your mother. She's alive. So she's your ancestor and she's alive. She doesn't have to die.
So
that's not what it's saying, Tahiti, man. That's not what it's saying, brother. They just saying you descended from your grandmother.
Right.
But an ancestor is one who transitioned, Tahiti, one who moved on to the next round.
Right. Okay.
Let's just say, listen, for the sake of debate, let's just say descendant. Can we say that?
I just showed factually.
Let's just say descendant, so we can get to the point of what you're trying to say.
This is the part I don't like. I'm a very fair and honest person. I'm unbiased to definitions. I'm unbiased. I don't like to add my things. You made a statement. I was just correcting you. Can you just accept correction? You said
no. I don't agree with your correction. I don't agree with your correction. But I don't want to get into a debate over whether an ancestor.
You said an ancestor means that the person has to die. I simply pulled up the dictionary definition of an ancestor, and it said one you descend from. I said, do you descend from your mother? You said yes. I said, is she still alive? And you said yes. So in the etymological dictionary of ancestor, it doesn't mean you have to die. I was just correcting you. Let's move on. It's just a correction. It's fine. You don't have to know all the definitions.
Listen.
Fine, we read it. Why are we arguing with what's on the screen?
Here's the issue. You are saying, your point is, are the ancestors, are the Neteru our ancestors? And I disagreed with that topic. Maybe you should be asking, did we descend from the Neteru?
Which would make them our ancestors.
Oh my goodness. Are we debating ancestors or are we trying to find a debate topic?
I asked you if the ancient people believed the Neteru were the ancestors. And you said, you wouldn't necessarily say that. To be an ancestor, you have to be passed away. And I said, no. You don't have to be passed away to be an ancestor. I was just correcting you. We can just.
But here's
if I'm correcting you, I say thank you, brother. I didn't know that.
You know what the problem is? This is the problem. The problem is that it's 9:47 and I have very little time left. I should have left a long time ago. I'm trying to come up with a debate topic. I don't want to argue with you for 10 minutes or 20 minutes over ancestor or descendant. It's not helpful.
I'm not arguing with you because I didn't make the definition. So
let's just use another word that we both agree on so we can crystallize what you're trying to say.
I just asked you a question. Do you believe that Kemetic people taught that the Neteru were their ancestors?
Okay, I'm going to read, when you say ancestors, I'm going to say that they descended from the Neteru, right?
Okay, so they were the ancestors. So the answer is yes.
And I'm going to say to you, yes. That's the reason why I don't want to go on this forever. Because we agree. And I said that 20 minutes ago. We agree on that.
and they don't have to be dead.
Oh,
Hey, Tahuti, you won. You got it.
you want to argue about ancestors, or you trying to find a topic for a debate?
I don't want to argue. I was just correcting you.
Okay, I'm corrected. Do you want to have the debate on what is the debate topic?
I want to have the debate. I've said 2 to 3 titles, and I said come to California. So
but I'm saying to you, listen, I would come to California regardless. The point is this, though. We have to have a clear topic. And this should not be happening live. I'm not happy with sa.neter for doing this. Because when I came on, this is not what we said we were going to do.
Really?
It's very difficult to do this here.
The title changed. It used to say Tahuti, Professor Jabari discuss up and coming debate event, and the title. Now it says Unk jump in, but the original title of this was that we were discussing explosive event upcoming in person live, and the title. It said it in the title. I don't know if sa.neter.
No, Tahuti, you're right. But the only reason why I didn't, because I couldn't put all the words in there. And so I had and hold on. And so I had to delete some of the words. That's why you don't see it in there. Jabari, why don't you read this, Jabari?
Right.
The person in your family.
But here's the deal. I don't even want to argue about. I have to leave. It's now almost 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
I didn't even expect to be on at all.
And shout out to you, Elder, for even being here.
And I don't want to. Let's. Are we having a debate or not?
Yes.
He and I should get to the point where we have a topic.
Why don't you try to come up with a topic, Jabari?
I did. He doesn't like the word, and when he gives me a word, I don't like it. Neither of us do. The reality is,
this after the fact. For sure,
it's gonna have to be after the fact. That's why it shouldn't be happening here. I don't know why you always do this to me.
Because
I don't know why.
And he the Don King of the conscious community.
We need to start with the discussion before it gets to this.
Okay, this is why when I opened up the floor, I said, "Can I go first?" Jabari said yes. I showed the history of what led to this, and every single title in the history of our discussion has been Neteru living beings, Neteru real. Since this is a continuation of that, so now we finally have what's called an official debate. It should be the same title because we're just continuing what was supposedly unofficial.
But
the title,
we
have the title for 5 years.
Tahuti, that's not how this works.
It never had the word.
When you have a debate topic, listen to me. When you have an official debate, you are now talking to the question. When you're just having a conversation online, the conversation could go in many different directions. It's not the same thing. Just because you and I can come on and we can talk about something, that's not the same thing as having an official debate. It isn't. It isn't.
This is supposed to be, according to sa.neter, a rematch, but
it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I'm not saying that you and I can't come up with a topic. I'm saying that we haven't done it yet.
Do you agree with my stance on the Neteru?
There's some things I agree with, and there's some things I do not.
In the sentence that the Neteru were existing beings that ruled at a time in the Zep-Tepi period, and they were sentient beings, do you agree with any of that?
There's some things I disagree with what you've said. I would not. The term sentient is not a term I would use. Because like I said, if Ra was sentient, you could slap Ra. You didn't even want to answer that question.
I did answer it very clearly.
No, you didn't. You said you can't slap him because you're not in his presence.
Jabari, can you do me a favor? Pull up the definition of sentient beings.
I did that already.
I didn't see it. Do it again.
I know you did it because you're on the phone, sa.neter.
Come on, do it, brother. Just do it.
Sa.neter, I did that literally like 30 minutes ago. I don't have all night to do this. I don't.
Just do it, brother.
I don't. I'm going to leave in, listen.
Right.
In 4 minutes, I'm leaving.
One more time for me. Come on.
I don't know why we're doing this. Is going around and around and around.
Just do it one more time for me.
This should be this is not for a discussion here.
All right.
It isn't.
All right, go ahead.
I pulled it up. Literally, it's got to be more than a half hour ago.
All right, go ahead, Jabari. Break that down.
What do you, sa.neter? Could y'all acknowledge that we had this conversation 30 minutes ago, Tootie? That's why Tootie's laughing. We did this already.
I'm trying to get. That's why I'm asking you, brother.
I know you're trying to get something, but I'm saying I already did that and it didn't get us anywhere.
Would you like me to read it?
Yes, go ahead, Tahiti. Break it down. What is talking about?
The conversation about reading is actually longer than reading it. So here we go. Capable of sensing or feeling, conscious of or responsive to sensations or seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling. Got it. You got it, Sa? Oh, yeah. Sentient beings. And then below in the light, sentient beings, and then continues on. Up top is what's describing sentient beings. Mm-hmm.
This is why I asked sa.neter, if you believe that Ra is sentient, that means you could literally slap Ra.
No. You know why? Are you ready, Jabari? You know why?
I'm paused. I want to hear what you're going to say.
You can believe that somebody who may be an ancestor or a spirit is sentient or was sentient in the past, because this is history we're talking about. And right now, in the moment, you can't reach them or slap them. They could either be passed away or they're thousands of miles away from you. And no, I can't slap Nelson Mandela right now. Was he written about as a sentient being? Absolutely. I can't slap him right now. He's probably dust. But was he recorded as a sentient being to the people of South Africa? Yes, but I can't slap him. But
we're talking about the Neteru, Tehuti. You're talking about a person who died. Are you suggesting that the Neteru died?
Regardless of what I'm suggesting, the people of South Africa and people around the world wrote that Nelson Mandela was a sentient being. Right now, you can't smack him. That doesn't mean that he was not recorded as sentient. Regardless of whatever state the Neter are in or how far they are, I'm teaching that the people of Kemet taught the same thing about the Neteru that they taught about Nelson Mandela. Whether you could slap Michael Jackson right now, or you could slap a missing child that's somewhere kidnapped and you can't reach them, it doesn't matter. Are they all sentient, independent beings? Yes. If you disagree with that, let's take a trip to I'll come to California. I would be interested in
the topic is whether you are violating the topic intentionally. That frustrates me, because we're talking about whether you want to talk about whether Neteru are sentient, and then when I try to get the decision, the understanding what you mean by sentient, you're not talking about the Neteru. You're talking about Nelson Mandela.
No, I'm talking about somebody that can't be slapped, because that's not the definition.
But you're talking about a physical finite being.
And okay, then the Neteru were physical finite beings. How about that?
You think they're finite beings?
Come to Cali.
You think they're finite beings?
If finite means individual, yes.
No, that's not what finite means. That's not what
finite means.
That's not what finite means.
Finite means to be at one place at one time, like a part.
It also means to have a beginning and an end. That's what finite. That's another meaning of finite.
Not really, but go ahead.
It isn't.
No, a particle is defined.
Listen, are your funds finite? I know my funds is mad finite sometimes.
Excuse me. Let me correct you again, please.
Go ahead.
In quantum physics and in science, particles are considered finite. They don't attribute subatomic particles to having beginnings and ends and lifespans. So yes, you can be finite and not have a beginning or end, because they don't know the beginning or end of particles. Well, let's continue, please.
Tehuti.
I'm right here.
Tehuti. When we're talking about something being finite, you are correct that one of the definitions is that it has definable limits. That's correct. But when we say finite, we also mean something that has a beginning and an end. The reality is that it sounds like, and I want you to clarify this, it sounds like you're saying that the Neteru are in the past and not in the present. You've alluded to that a few times. Are you, because you said they existed at the Zep Tepi, right? And I just want to be clear.
Let's be
Are
clear.
you saying the finite? That are you saying that the?
Let me clarify for you.
Go ahead.
Let me clarify for you.
Go ahead.
You are a finite being that I'm looking at right now, Jabari Osaze. I acknowledge you're a finite being that I'm looking right now. I believe you have 7 to 9 aspects that are infinite, and so do the ancient scribes of Ma'at. A ku, a ka, and a ba, and those don't die. Thus, if those don't die, they can continue to expand and live on to what's called Techet, or what's called He. And you can continue to exist for eternity. There's no death for those beings. The being that I'm talking about, that I'm looking at, Jabari Osaze, that body's going to die. Your inner being can continue on. So you can be finite, but the true you is infinite. And that's what I acknowledge the Neteru are. Continue, please.
I'm asking you about whether the Neteru no longer exists. You did not give an answer. That's not an answer to my question.
You see my hat? The answer is
no. I don't see your hat. Could you please answer the question, brother?
Suntan, can you read my hat, please? I wear it every day.
I have to go.
What does the hat say?
sa.neter, I have to go.
Neteru. Hold on. Neteru exists. Tahuti. Hold on. I can't see it.
Yeah, you read it. The Neteru exists. The
Neteru exists.
The answer is on my head almost every day. I live this. I teach and believe this. The Neteru exist. Yes, they exist.
There you go, Jabari.
You got it. Come to Cali. Let's
I want you to understand, I have no problem coming to Cali. I just want to be really clear. I was just in Las Vegas. I've been in Phoenix. I've been in Cali before. I don't have a problem coming to Cali. What we're trying to do is agree on what we're going to be discussing when we come. And I don't think we're going to get this clear description tonight. Right? Because there's some things that you agree, that you say, that I agree on. There's some things that I say that you agree on. But the stuff that we're disagreeing on, when we're trying to crystallize it, sometimes you don't agree on the definition of words.
I agree.
Or you have a different definition.
Every definition of the word you gave me, I agreed upon. Every one of them.
No, you didn't.
Which one did I not agree
with? When we talked about the term sentient,
I agree. Can you hear me?
You said you can't slap Ra because he's not in your presence. What?
Because that's not the definition of.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you. Sentient is.
Let me finish the sentence. That's not the definition of what sentient has to be in the presence right now. So people that are written about that were sentient, some of them don't exist right now. So right now, in the physical form, they can't see, feel, taste, and all that. They may be in spirit form with however existence is over there. Whatever.
We're talking about Ra, Tahuti.
Excuse me. Can I finish?
Why are you doing that?
Excuse me, please. The scribes of Kemet, 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. In that time, they wrote the Neteru were sentient beings. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? That in that time they wrote things.
I would not use the word sentient. And by the way, but wait a minute. They didn't use the word sentient either, right? We're trying to understand what was written according to terms that did not exist at the time, right?
I didn't use the word sentient.
So hold on. I'll let you finish. Now you have to let me finish.
All right, yes.
And so when we're talking about sentient, first of all, we're talking about the Neteru. And whenever I try to clarify what you mean, you give a description of a human being. And we're talking about the Neteru. You talked about me. You talked about Nelson Mandela. I'm asking, if Ra was here right now, could you slap him?
Oh, if Ra was here right now, yes, you could slap him. Yes.
Okay.
If Ra was here right now.
I don't know why we had to take 45 minutes to get to that point, brother.
You didn't ask me that. You said, can you slap Ra? And I said, you can't
slap Ra.
If Michael Jackson and Nelson Mandela were
here. That's a human. Stop. It's a human being. We're not talking about human beings, dude.
As I said when I began, human beings are not the only things that are sentient. A jellyfish.
I understand you're saying that, but we're talking. But when you do that, it becomes unnecessarily complicated. We're talking about the Neteru. So give me an example of the Neteru.
I can only use other sentient beings to describe.
You believe Ra is sentient, so why wouldn't you just say yes?
I am the one I'm saying yes from yesterday.
No, you just said yes. That's the first time you said yes after 4 years.
I must be saying yes.
Am I wrong?
Excuse me.
Well,
I'm the one
making them real, Jabari. So go get it.
Come get me.
He's making them real, Jabari. Go get them.
Let's do this. I am agreeing that I'm coming to California to sit with you, right?
Okay.
Let's continue to square out the topic. I think we're getting close to it, right? We're talking about sentience. We're going to have to define what sentience is, right? We're talking about something, whether something exists or not. I don't think either of us would disagree that the neteru exists. Although sometimes when you describe it, it sounds a little bit like you're saying that they existed at one time and they no longer exist. I've been trying to get some clarity from you about that. And sometimes you're not very clear about that. You give some definitions that have to do not with the neteru, but with humans. And we're talking about the neteru. So if that's how you feel, then there's something here. But I think that we need to have a further discussion. And we need to figure out when we're coming and all of that. And by the way, I see someone in the chat says, Jabari be scamming. Yeah, why don't you send me some money since I'm a scam artist? Send me some money.
I'll pay that no attention.
I'm a scam artist. I have never taken money from anyone inappropriately. And for you to write that, you're not very bright.
The chat will drive you crazy.
Yeah, because they say some of the most ridiculous things.
Let me get him out of there.
Scammed?
Peace to the chat there.
Yeah.
Peace to Hootie and Jabari.
I just looked up and noticed that. I was like, this is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Jabari, before you go, Jabari, this is me myself, right? Just let me ask you 2 quick questions, and I'm gonna try to word them so I don't
know if they're gonna be quick, brother. I wasn't even supposed to be on here.
I know. I promise you they're gonna be quick. The forces of nature, right? What the neteru describes as the neterus, right? When I looked up, you know what? I'm just gonna see how you feel about it. I'm not gonna ask you a question. When I looked up electromagnetism, which is one of the 4 fundamentals of our current forces of physics that science tells us about, it says that it's a literal, force, right? But then you'll do deeper research, right? And it'll tell you that what they're describing is something that they really can't tell you exactly what it is. Now, you are an intelligent genius for using that word literal versus real. Because when you look up if literal versus real is plain semantics, guess what it tells you? Now, that's a question that you can look up on your own. But I promise you're a genius for doing that because I know what you're doing. But literally, right, we're literally talking about the literal forces of nature that are unseen according to physics, right? That govern what we physically see. And we literally say that is literal, right? But that's why, honestly, it was a tie. But the reason I went with Reggie is because I know as far as you can go back to what a neteru or anything that creates our reality, we're literally talking about what we think is actually the forces that create our physical reality we can see. Even if we can't explain it all the way down to 100% guarantee that's what it is. And people will use the definition of literal in exaggeration to kind of apply that to us being not 100% sure about it. But I just want to let you know, I see what y'all doing. This debate between you and Tahuti is going to be a magnificent debate.
I thought you had a question. You're going
How do you feel about that? All right, here's my question.
Where's the question?
How do you feel about what I just said about what I researched?
I disagree with you.
Okay. Why?
You can have an opinion. I don't think it's a horrible opinion. I disagree with you. The reality is literal means exactly as described. And I think that as you are saying that the forces of nature, these forces like electromagnetism are things that we can't exactly explain, that's exactly what some of the neteru are. They're things that are really hard to put into a literal definition. They were not literal. So what they did is they created something that was figurative to describe something that is extremely hard to explain. That's what they did. So you're saying you went with Reggie. Wait a minute. You said you went with Reggie, but everything you said means that you agree with what I said.
Next question. All right, now here's my second question, but the last question. Now, are these energies and forces of nature literal energies and forces of nature to you?
What do you mean, are they literal forces of nature?
You looked up the definition, you know exactly what I mean. Are these forces of nature literal, according to physics and science, modern day?
When you say literal, are you asking? See, you know what you're doing? You're not asking me literal. You're asking, do they exist?
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
And yes,
literal.
they do exist.
No, I'm asking you literal. Literal.
Okay, so why don't you say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Describe that in another word other than literal, so I understand what you're trying to say.
Magnetism, a literal force of energy. Yes or no?
I said describe it with the word without literal, so we can clearly understand what you're trying to say.
Literal now?
I didn't want to speak because I'm a problem. I'm a real problem out here, man. You know I am. You know what I am. I'm a real problem in these YouTube streets. But y'all got it. Y'all go ahead and finish our conversation.
You're right. You are a problem. You're a damn Christian. You're right.
Brother, what I'm trying to say to you, listen.
You know too. You know I'm a problem.
Listen, hold on. Even if you're trying, wait, listen, before you laugh, listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Okay. Even if you are suggesting that the description of the Neteru is something that exists, the reality is you are not disagreeing. I'm saying that the description of the Neteru is not literal. It's not exactly as it exists. That's what I'm saying to you. So without even realizing it, you're agreeing with me.
You are a genius. You are, I promise you, a genius, man.
Cam-Netta, you got to come out and talk, man. We're not playing peekaboo, hide and seek.
You're agreeing
if you want to come on, you got to come out the dark.
And I'm not exactly sure.
Me and Jabari both agree. You're right. Yeah, we agree with each other, to be honest.
So look. Let me do this again. sa.neter, please put this up. Okay. On the left, you're seeing the deity that is the energy and the force of the moon. On the right, you're seeing an image of the moon. The Kemetic people had the ability to draw the moon, right? They had the ability to draw the moon. But when they tried to describe the Neter, they don't just draw the moon and say the moon is a Neter. They actually personify it, give it symbolism, give it all sorts of mythological story. That what they do is not literal. But does that mean the moon doesn't exist? No, of course the moon exists. But the Neteru is symbolic.
And I get what you're saying. And I get what you're saying, Jabari. But my whole point is, the moon is literal. How people describe it and the symbols they use for it, that can be symbolic and non-literal.
So, brother, that's why you agree with me. That's why you're agreeing with me.
And the fact,
he don't understand that.
But you know what? Jabari understands where I'm going. And you know,
I do understand where you're going. Listen, brother, wait, listen. I do understand where you're going. I just don't understand how you've gotten to the analysis that you have. Because what you are saying is what I am saying. It's not just and I want to be clear, this is something that I tried to explain to Pastor Bennett. It's not just the imagery. There are a whole series of myths that occur around Yah, things that Yah did, places where he went. That the whole story is mythological. That doesn't mean the moon doesn't exist.
All right.
Okay. The description of the Neter is what is symbol.
Now the Neter's described.
All right, that's it. All right, Tahuti. So he ain't take on none of your topics, huh?
Would you say, sa.neter?
I asked Tahuti, did you take on any of his topics?
I think we're getting closer to one, but we got to do more work on it.
The answer is no. So far, what I've presented, which is a continuation of the last topic, Jabari says there has to be more work done on it.
I think you were clear, Tahuti, in saying what you're saying about the Neter. I think Jabari is probably shaking a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Shaking in his boot.
Hold
on, Jabari. Hold on,
Jabari.
No, man. I think Jabari. All right, go ahead, Jabari. Go ahead, man.
No, finish up. Jabari, let him finish the sentence at least.
You asked me to come here when I was not supposed to come here, and I spent like 2 hours trying to come up with a debate, and now you're trying to say I'm shaking so you can convince me to do something. Don't do that, sa.neter. Come on.
I'm sorry.
I've taken literally dozens of debates. Stop.
sa.neter want to come to the West Coast bad.
Yeah,
he already said he's coming. He just want to be clear on the topic.
I have no problem going to I would love to go to the West Coast to meet brother too.
I want to see Cam-Netta. I want to see my man Seven the Saw. I want to see my man watch Foo. I want to hang out with y'all brothers, man.
And look, and he's not even being clear, because if you're gonna say they existed and then he say they wrote that they existed, then he's all talking in past tense. And if they were deities, they don't die. You can't past tense a deity. So he really playing games. So I understand exactly what Jabari talking about.
Can you verify what you just said in any of the papyrus?
part of the challenge is, and sa.neter, you know this, half the time you're on the phone. You're not hearing the whole conversation. You just want us to come with something so we can do it. But it has to be the right
I want a good topic. I mean, I don't want you to have off in the topic.
Listen, neither of us are running. We sat here for some time. At least you scheduled this with Tahuti. I wasn't scheduled to be here. I have guests that I'm being disrespectful to. So don't do that.
Excuse me. The brother that made that statement about the deities don't die. Could you cite the papyrus that state that they don't die? Where's that from?
Neters don't die, man. You can keep playing all you like.
Where's that from again? I didn't hear you. Say it again, please.
Like I said, neters don't die. Deities don't die. So you could play all you like.
They don't die in the stories? They don't die?
No. Their physical representation, their herald might die. Yep. The deity itself do not die.
Well, the reality is the stories that we have of anyone that died, they never remained dead. That's the status of being a neter. They've never remained dead. Asar died.
I don't know why he passed tense in them.
Right. I'm trying to clarify why he did that too.
I'm waiting for the source of it. This is source of Rashad. I don't even see whoever said
Jabari. All right, Jabari.
Yes.
All right, brother. Go ahead, man.
Okay, peace.
All right, peace.
Peace, Jabari.
All right, man. So there you have it. I kind of understand, man. You know. Go ahead, Tahuti. Close us out, man.
So I was trying to say the sentence. So I was tried, but no. I mean, it was clear and obvious. I just wanted to continue the disagreement we had before, and now take it to the big stage. Everybody's saying the last thing we did was
we're gonna come up with a topic, Tahuti. Just we'll get there.
So peace and love, everyone, and I stand my ground. I stand what I teach, and if what I teach is not agreed upon, then yes, anyone can challenge me to that which I teach, but no one will pigeonhole me into words that I don't use in my classes. I've done over 900 classes, and if I'm not using those words, just use what I actually teach. And that's what had me and Jabari's disagreement in the past. And I just wanted to continue that and do it live. sa.neter got me back interested, and I wasn't interested. sa.neter got me hype. I'm ready, so I'm fine with it. And let's continue with it. Jabari knows where I stand with the Netiru, and he doesn't agree with that. He thinks they're principles. And I'm not going to debate on literal, because once you say literal, then you can show a picture. And let me do this last thing, Sa, before I close. Can I just show one last thing, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me show this one last thing. For the brothers who are who was that? Was that Nepal? Okay, sorry. File, not file. Sorry, let me go back. Okay, here it is. Share screen. Here we go. So, thank you. Okay, so this is what I was going to show in the debate. If it was literal, but I'm not. I mean, this was for Reggie, but there it is. So I'll discuss with Suntan. He seems sensible. Suntan, do you see this image right here?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Do you see this man that looks like he's about twice as tall as his enemies, holding them all by about 9 blades of hair, and the enemies are all echoing each other, and they're all on their knees in the exact same position, and he's standing over them with one hand. Did this literally happen, or is this a symbol of something that did actually happen?
It's symbolic. It's something that happened.
Right.
That's what
You're absolutely right. This is how the language is in meta-neter. These are depictions of something that could never exist in real, literal life, but this is an actual being. This is Tahiti-Mos the Third, and Tahiti-Mos the Third is depicted capturing Hittite prisoners. But of course, they never all pose like this, and of course, he's not 20 feet, 15 feet tall. But right. This is a depiction of something that is literal, and the literal fact is he beat the Hittites, he slayed them, but the image itself is not literal. But nobody in Kemet thinks that this actual image is actually Tahiti-Mos. It's not Tahiti-Mos. It's an image of what the real Tahiti-Mos actually did. Let me come off the screen, please.
I get it.
Right.
Symbolism.
So the symbolism in the language. I'll come off, Sa. You can take this off. Thank you. Oh, let me take it off because I was probably busy. Okay, let me stop screen. So the way the language is drawn, a lot of symbolism, but the symbolism represents something that is something that actually happened, which is literal. So the symbolism is not Thutmose. The actual Thutmose is literal. It's really simple to
yeah, that's what I thought.
Nothing too advanced. So when maybe me and Jabari will talk after this, but peace and love to everyone, and for those who want to come this Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, the Tahuti pod class, come. We discuss a lot of topic. I answer questions. There's a lot of healing that takes place. There's a lot of, you can send in any question that you want, and you get about a 45-minute to 2-hour answer with all type of facts, displays. And there's a lot of people with beautiful testimonies. The Tahuti pod class. Peace and love to everybody. And I'll let sa.neter or whoever else wants to close out. My name is Tuti. I'm in Hotep Ra. And what's this? Okay. And peace and love to Reggie and Jabari for having that debate and keeping the Neter name going. I love that part of it the best. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, brother Tahuti, man. Thank you, Tahuti, for coming through.
Hey,
appreciate you, brother. And I just want everybody to know this is for those who have missed the debate. You still have one more opportunity to see it. You have another chance to see the debate.
Beautiful.
And it will be going down this Saturday. I got to do another flyer tomorrow, and I'll put the date up there and the time. I ain't put the time up here.
Hey,
yeah, because there was a lot of big mouths who was talking who didn't see it, man.
Yeah.
So it's that I find that funny, real funny. They were supporting people, but didn't actually support it.
Cause they going on hate. They just going on hate, man.
Yeah, so the link is in the chat for those of y'all who want to get the link to see the debate this Saturday. It's going down at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock sharp this Saturday, 5 o'clock sharp.
Hey, Si, you didn't ask Tahuti what he think of the debate.
Nah, he's seen some of it. I already know that. He's seen some. He ain't seen the whole
right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wonder. His
all right.
opinion.
Nobody throw up nothing. Don't put up nothing on the jumbo screen. Nothing. Nobody. All right. So I want to just let y'all know, for those of y'all who have not seen the debate, we got one more opportunity. You got one more chance. And the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Get your tickets now. Get your tickets now.
Okay.
It was fire. A lot of people like the debate. They love it. They love it.
It was great.
All right. So I'm going to say peace and black power, everybody. I'm out of here, man. Thank y'all. Peace. Hey, let me let y'all know. Hey, brother Asar, you there? 7?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that was Pastor Bennett writing. Pastor Bennett used to be a battle rapper back in the days.
Did he?
Oh, that sounds like a Pastor Bennett. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Pastor Bennett.
Yeah, he was mean. Cesariak know he used to spit. And so without any further ado, we close out with Pastor Bennett right quick.
Governor Sar need to debate Pastor Bennett, man. They got a good topic.
Yeah, my daddy from Harlem, so you know I got New York in me. You tell me science is greater, you know I'm up for debating. Cause ain't no science that can test the creator now. Every time I talk, they tell me that I'm preaching at them. That's just the heart of a lion that got me roaring at them. White man's religion, y'all got that from the white man. Most of y'all don't even know that African Tertullian. Just asking Biddy, he'll tell you about the black man. Being religious is the heart of the African. They get mad when I tell them about the black church. Mama always said, check the manuscripts, the New Testament. Even Bart Ehrman said we had the most that exists. But y'all get mad when he said Jesus exists. I know it's hard to hear when it's coming from an atheist. Stop hating on a black man who's building for the black man. Then turn around and claim you're for that black man. Misplaced hate, but I understand. Cause what they did to us in slavery robbed us of identity. But I'm here to give it back. Beautiful is the black Jesus, ain't a white man. The Bible even tells you that. Egypt is a black land. Shaka even tells you that. Now, why you mad at me? Because I'm speaking facts. Don't stab your brother in the back. We don't have to agree, but we have to have peace. You ain't gotta believe. I have you screaming black power from your bedroom. Computer fingers got you acting gangster in your living room. The devil tried to trump me. I was like Biden. How you gon' defeat me when God is on my side, man? I did battles with them all. Back against the wall, but didn't shrink and didn't fall. I stood tall, debated when it wasn't popular to be a Christian on the platform. Somebody tell Easy Man, it wasn't easy, man. I paved the way on the hope. Jabari screaming, give it up. I'm yelling Jesus' name. Had battles with Shaka, but life was like Dr. My and Garfield, Jabari and Reggie. Can't forget Capit and can't forget Wesley. I made the MVP walk up off the court. Can't nobody say Bennett didn't put in work back when it was source up or shut up. I had to rumble in the jungle on sight, no slides. You had to know your information or you had to ride. Truthfully, I'm undefeated with no home court advantage. I got it out the mud, but I never changed up. It's still Jesus to the day I die. And Christianity ain't no lie. I'm still in the game, I just took a break, but now I'm like, who's next? So I need to get ready, cause your boy is back.
Yeah. Y'all already know.
I'm telling you, man, let's Seven Asar bring them out in the debate.
Certified hit right there, Pastor. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know he was laying like that.
All right, y'all. So peace and black power. I'm out, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace to the people.